All right. We are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan. I know I came in right on the tail end of Donald Trump's speech in North Carolina. I think he's in Greenville, matter of fact. He's in rare form tonight, ain't he? Send her back is definitely going to get a lot of the left triggered. I can see it already. Might as well do a video right now or tonight to put out tomorrow because they're going to be on it. Oh, it's racist. He doubled down on the racist things. He's a white supremacist. But yet they had a impeachment vote today sponsored by the Democrat Al Green, a.k.a. Teen Wolf or Middle-Aged Wolf, but that's a different story. And I digress. It didn't work. It didn't happen. You had quite a few that signed off on it, but no Republicans voted for it. Not even Monster Mash. And a lot of Democrats voted against it as well. I'm pretty sure Nancy Pelosi voted against it if she was able to vote there because it's a futile effort. But yeah, he's definitely in rare form. There's a whole lot going on tonight. Of course, Trump is battling the squad. And then you have the whole Jeffrey Epstein kerfuffle. And also ASAP Rocky being detained right now in Sweden. What's really going on with that? I guess we're going to find out pretty soon here. Alrighty, but we got a whole lot going on. Y'all just hang tight, get ready. We're going to get into it. And thank you all for being here. If you're just now coming in, please give the video a thumbs up. I appreciate that. And that is my cue to go ahead and get cracking. I am live. I'm on the camera. Thank y'all for joining tonight's episode of ABL Live. Like I said, if you're just now joining, please give the video a thumbs up. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you for being here. You could be anywhere in the whole wide world, but you're right here with me. I know a lot of you guys are still watching the rally. I was watching it too, to be honest with you. Right before the stream, I was watching, which, you know, that's part of my job. So I got an excuse. That's part of my job to watch it. But I'm going to definitely watch the repeat of it after the show for sure. I saw quite a bit. The whole send her back thing. Hey, I love that. I'm getting the shirt, send her back. Like, that's, I wonder what the response is going to be to that. And what are they really going to do? It ain't going to be no impeachment. They passed a motion talking about, oh, Trump's tweets were racist. All right. And what? So what? Are you going to focus on tweets from Donald Trump, or are you going to focus on governing? Are you going to focus on passing laws? AOC does not have an easy re-election path. You got people in that area that are running up against her. Shout out to my man, Antoine Tucker, a.k.a. Montague on Instagram. I think he's running against her. You got a young lady that came from Jamaica originally who's been here for quite a long time as a child. A citizen, of course, not an illegal or anything like that Filipino guy, but that's a different story. She's a Republican black woman. She's running against AOC. You got quite a few people that are going to try and primary these people and get them out of office. AOC took over a soft spot. Joe Crowley, he had been in there year after year by default. Nobody knows who that is. People that go vote just vote Democrat regardless. He was just able to get in there because people are just blindly voting. He might do a handful of outreach, but what's the point? Now people are actively raising money and doing some real outreach and can actually, quote unquote, dethrone her. So, these people aren't really secure. And one thing I got to mention, the squad, as we call it, that's Rashida Tlaib, AOC, Ilhan Omar, and Ayanna Pressley, they're a part of the Justice Democrats. Matter of fact, I think if I go to the Justice Democrats website, they're right there on the front page, and they have been from the jump. Oh, no, they took them down now. Okay. Oh, matter of fact, let me see. No, they didn't. Are they still up there? No, they took them off. But AOC's on there. Oh, here they are. Okay, so they changed it a little bit since we kind of caught on to them. Okay, so right in this little graphic, you have, of course, AOC, Rashida Tlaib, Ayanna Pressley up on that little join us button. Ilhan Omar right behind there, and that's the lady from California. I forget her name. They're both from the Indian subcontinent, but I forget her name. PayPal, I don't know her name. Don't get offended that I said the wrong name and she's Indian, but whatever. And this guy right here, I don't know who he is. So this is all part of a plan. I guess, we're going to take over soft positions in certain locales by a lot of money that was infused into them. But now that people have caught on to what they're doing, they're just going to counter what's happening, and they're going to get them out of there. Simple as that. And it's a lot going on. I don't even know where to start. Oh yeah, to stay on the whole thing with the squad right quick before we get to the next thing. They don't really have a secure footing in Congress. Okay, they have the attention of the media. They have the media in the palm of their hand. They're able to get attention very easily. That's not a problem at all. Unfortunately for them, they can't really get too much more than that right now. If they're allowed to stay in office, they can shift the Democratic Party to the left, to the far left. But is it going to work? Are they really going to be able to stay in there for the time being? I think that they might have a little bit of pull. I take back what I just said. They might have some pull. They may be able to take the Democratic Party to the far left. Nancy Pelosi was trying to prevent it. And then when Trump came out there and said what he said, that forced Nancy Pelosi to defend him. And you're basically saying, okay, I'm cool with the far left. I'm going to defend them. I'm going to be their protector. I'm going to be their guardian angel. That's pretty much what's going on with that. And if that's happening, that's not going to be a good look for her going forward into the future. Not at all. Because how are you really going to? Yes, they are already far left. That's right. But they're going to be even more far left. I'm talking, 9-month abortion. Everybody's got to be on that wave. And then not only the policies, but also the rhetoric, the extreme racial rhetoric. Ayanna Pressley came out and said, oh, don't be in office if you're going to be a brown face. If you don't want to talk about brown issues, don't be a black face. If you don't want to speak about black issues, what that means is don't be an Uncle Tom or a coon or a sellout. That's what that means. And it's only a matter of time before they just come out and say X, Y, and Z person is a coon. They're going to, I'm waiting for the day when I see one of these Justice Democrats or far leftist nut job on Capitol Hill on the House floor call somebody a coon. I'm waiting for the day. Ayanna Pressley already labeled Kellyanne Conway as a quote-unquote distraction Becky on Twitter. Those were her words verbatim on Twitter. I did not add anything to it. I didn't take anything away. That was what she said on Twitter. So we already right there. And if that kind of language, if that kind of vernacular is being used by people, and that's where we're going in the Democratic Party, and they're pretty much doomed, man. You see in a Titanic hitting the iceberg right in front of your very eyes, and it's going down, down, baby. So I can't really wait until that happens. But if they stay in office, that will happen. If they're not there, maybe it'll happen, a little bit later. Because either way it goes, I think this was inevitable. Nancy Pelosi in many ways Nancy Pelosi is the mother to these youngins. Okay. What the Democratic Party has been advocating for is what has birthed the younger generation. Okay. And the dysfunction of the Democratic Party and a lot of the conservatives is what has birthed the new generation of center right and regular conservatives that are very young. Okay. So we have been produced much better than our counterparts on the opposite side of the aisle that are right around our same age. I'm 34. I think AOC is 30 on the dot. Ilhan Omar is 38. Ayanna Pressley and Rashida Tlaib are 44, 45-ish, right around early to mid 40s. So they're not quite old, but they're not quite young either. People in that category have been birthed by the Nancy Pelosi's, the, fossils of the Democratic Party. They are the parents of the youngins, so they can't really be surprised. It was going to happen regardless of what. It's like if you raise your child to be a stone cold killer, it's only a matter of time before you start racking up bodies. It was just going to take a little bit of time, whether it's going to be right now or later. I would watch the rally, but I think people are getting their streams taken down. So I can't watch the rally right now. I was watching it before the stream started for sure. So if you're just now coming in from the rally, let me know what happened. Is the rally still going on, matter of fact? But thank you for the donation, 50 Phil. Thank you for that. Definitely appreciate it. When I came on, I had just turned the rally off. I was watching it up until 7:59 Eastern time. But I had to I couldn't stream it at the same time. I didn't want to get my channel taken down. All right. And shout out to Tsunami who says the squad, more like Dora the Explorer, Starvin Marvin, third string tight end Presley, and Taliba Kaliba. Hilarious. Ayanna Pressley. I said that Ayanna Pressley wears the pants in the squad. Real scowl face, tough guy type person in the clique. That's Ayanna Pressley. Because I saw her speak. at that press conference the squad had, where it was her at the podium and then AOC and everybody else standing behind her. It was like she had this real big dominant presence and they were just kind of submissive. It was really weird to see, especially, but it was shocking to see how different she was versus Ilhan Omar. It was really weird. But yeah, so I mean, we're going to see a lot coming from that, from the left. They're going to be all over the rally. To send her back will be #1 trending on Twitter. It's going to be all over the news cycle for the next 72 hours. I already know it. It's predictable. It's old now. Old hat. Nobody wants to see that anymore. Shout out to Fred the Felon who says, Yang 2020, hey man, hopefully he gets a little bit of time on the stage and hopefully he does not keep the same ideology of abortion, not abortion, pardon me, of illegal immigrants getting free welfare, free healthcare and welfare, which is the same thing. And I wonder if he would give his UBI to illegal immigrants. You know, that's a question right there. Can you just cross the border illegally, no paperwork, and say, all right, give me the government benefits? Because let's be clear, free healthcare is a government benefit, right? I mean, it comes from, where does it come from? So if he's for illegal aliens getting free healthcare, then he must also be for illegal aliens getting the UBI. It's the same thing. I don't really see a difference. And thank you to Sean Mayer who says, little do they know the squad is running Trump's 2020 campaign. Oh, 1,000%. Trump is a guy that won the election on half of the money Hillary Clinton had. He had like 700 or so million. She had 1.3 billion with a B. Okay, so a little more than half of her money, like 55, 60% of her money, not a whole lot of cash. So what they're doing right now will save him more money. You know, he can go out there on the campaign trail, have these rallies, 10,000 deep, and talk about the news that the squad is putting out there. You know, you got Ilhan Omar, allegedly married to her brother. I'm not sure if that's true or false, but it probably is, for immigration purposes, quote unquote. And then you have AOC with her running off jobs from New York City, the whole Amazon deal, and just being a general nutcase. Then you have Ayanna Pressley using foul language, racial slurs, come out, distraction Becky, and Rashida Tlaib. We're going to impeach the mother effer. It's so much material they give you every day. It makes it so easy to just, fight against that. The rapper 10,000 says, do you think that Trump's tweet was racist or not? No, it was not racist. He also says that these pro-whacks like Miss Omar hates America so much that she can just leave. That's what I'm saying. That's my whole point. It's like, all right, I understand you don't like what's going on in the country. I get it. Okay, that's your opinion, but why are you still here? Like, if you hate the country, if you wish the country to just perish, what are you doing here? Where's a better country for you? And if you have a better country, why don't you go there? If it ain't no better country, then stop crying and just be here. If there are flaws or things you want to fix, go ahead and fix it. You are in Congress. You pass the laws. Do your part to fix it, and just focus on that rather than, trying to shun the flag and just really being anti-American in general. F. Robbie says, what do I think about Chelsea Manning forced to testify against Julian Assange? I've not seen that, so I don't know anything about that. Now, is that going to be in the U.S. or is that going to be somewhere else? Like, I don't really know what's going on, so I need to look more into it. Let me see. What else we got here? Left, right most certainly does matter because, there's certain political ideologies. Like, okay, if you're on the left, there are certain things that you're going to agree with generally at the right does not agree with. Abortion, welfare, guns. Some basic things that you might take for granted in your everyday life. The ability to arm yourself, to protect yourself, to, say that babies can't get killed. All right. To preserve life, to preserve humanity. Some basic things, right, that you take for granted. The left does not champion, but the right does. So political ideologies most certainly matter. The only time they don't matter is when somebody is not picking a side and they want to fence right. People like Monster Mash, Justin the Mash, or Will Hurd, these people that claim to be one thing but are really something else. Or just kind of fence ride. You got to be on one side of the aisle or the other. That's pretty much how it is. If you fence ride, then like if everybody was a fence rider, I don't think a lot of things would get done because nobody will make a decision on the matter. You know, if you're for abortion, yes or no, what are you? You can't just say I don't know. I mean, think about it. You got to pick a side. It is what it is. Now about the DR situation, I don't know. I think the DR situation is just bad timing, honestly, because people have died on the island, but they've died in different ways, and I'm not sure they're all connected. Like David Ortiz got shot by somebody, like in a plane hit. Somebody else had a heart attack. Somebody died in a car crash. So I'm not sure if they're all linked. I think the first thing to do would be to investigate and see if these deaths are linked. And then at that point, figure out what's next. Is it a cartel? Is it some government? What's happening in the Dominican Republic that's causing all these deaths of American citizens? We got to get down to the bottom of it first, and then we can take it from there. You know? Shout out to Miriam Vidal, who says the Minnesota Star Tribune is investigating documents related to Omar's tax and immigration fraud. Apparently, they found a smoking gun. Hey, I'm with it. I can't wait. Present that smoking gun to me. Put it on my desk. I want to report on it right now. I'm not surprised either. I've been hearing about her with the, the tax fraud and, married to her brother and this immigration stuff. I've been hearing about that for a while. So I'm not surprised. I can't wait until all the information comes out. And about the female bond, now the way they're doing it is kind of funny because to back up a little bit, the producer or one of the producers of the James Bond movies, a young lady, I forget her name, but you can look it up. She said there will never be a female James Bond. She said the character is male, the character will remain male. However, she did not say there would never be a 007 that's female, because we normally say James Bond 007, or we'll say James Bond, but we mean 007, the code name of the agent. You understand? What they're doing is stripping the 007 away from James Bond in this latest movie, and they're giving it to the young lady. Now, what's going to happen, in my humble opinion, and from what I've been reading, is that in future movies beyond 2020, because in 2020, you'll still have Daniel Craig being James Bond. That won't change. But he would not be 007. In my opinion, what they're going to do is have her star as 007 in the next movie, and he'll just be phased out. Maybe he'll play a supporting role or something like that. So while the producer was correct that there would never be a female James Bond, she did not say there would never be a female 007. You see how they do? That's that slick speak for you right there. But it ain't nothing but a cash grab, really. You got a black female, whoop-de-woo. And my thing is, okay, if you're going to have, I got to be frank here, and don't nobody get offended. I'm just being real. If you're going to have a female 007, let her be looking like Halle Berry or something. I mean, come on. Let's be real. Halle Berry and John Wick, perfect fit. Kind of older, but still has her looks and can move around with the guns. That's perfect. But you got this girl here. I mean, unremarkable at best. I saw her in Captain Marvel. I'm thinking, okay, you got your janitor friend in the movie. How nice. That was a very big thing that you did. I'm just not really impressed by her physical appearance. It is what it is. That's how the movie industry is. That's how television and everything else is. You want to see somebody that's visually captivating, male and female, okay? You don't want to see Danny DeVito playing James Bond, okay? That's why people were saying Idris Elba. Idris Elba would have been okay, in my opinion, as James Bond. I think that they should have still had the white guy be James Bond. That would have been preferable. But if you had to pick somebody that was not white, Idris would have been a good pick, because he could still be male. He could still be the ladies' man and still get in there with some action stuff, because he's done that in other movies. No, he's been in sci-fi stuff, action stuff. It makes sense. He has a wide range, British actor. So it fits. He was in Luther over there in UK. Perfect. But this girl here, I'm not impressed, man. You could have picked anybody in the world. I just, nah. But it is what it is. Yes, Halle Berry would have been, if you would have, I tell you what, if you would have had Halle Berry be 007, you would have had less backlash. There still would have been some but it would have been less because some of the outrage would be offset by the fact that she looks good. She's easy on the eyes. You see, it would have been the same level of, I guess, outrage. I guess that's the best word I can say. If you were to have Daniel Craig be replaced with, I don't know, some random guy that, was off the street, did not have the looks, the charm, or the appeal. Like that's pretty much the level of disappointment or outrage you would see. That's pretty much how I had to go. Yeah. Now the girl that will play 007 is British. Well, I'm not sure if being British is an ethnicity anymore. It might be like being American. She was raised in England, put it like that. Raised in London, I suppose. And the Black Little Mermaid, that ain't nothing but a cash grab. Shout out to Amazing Lucas. I didn't even know that this was like an old Danish tale or some European tale from like the 1800s. Okay, now you got people saying that, oh, we got to have a black person in there. It's just kind of weird. It's all about money at the end of the day. It's all about money because these kinds of things that they do, the casting decisions cut down on the marketing budget. And when you have a movie, a big part of your expense, if you have a big movie especially, is the marketing. You spend millions of dollars on marketing, commercials and all kind of specials and deals. You might go into your favorite fast food restaurant and there's a big cardboard cutout of the Little Mermaid, and it might be something on the menu that says, your kids get a Happy Meal with a toy in it from the Little Mermaid. All that stuff costs millions. You're able to cut down on that if you're able to have a thing like this go viral over the internet and have everybody focus on that rather than just doing the proper marketing campaign or having that be part of your marketing campaign to reduce the marketing budget. That's my opinion. And I think that kind of makes sense from a financial point of view. It's really, at the end of the day, it's all about cash. Yeah. So, and if James Bond is a dying franchise, it makes sense to spice it up by having some kind of controversy in there, by having a black actor or actress. It just, money talks. Everything else walks. But ASAP Rocky in Sweden, what's going on with that whole situation? I think ASAP Rocky, how can I say this? ASAP Rocky did not understand what's happening with Sweden. He didn't know. Trump tried to tell people, remember that whole last night in Sweden? Remember that? I did a video about that. The mainstream media said, oh, Trump's making up stuff. He's being xenophobic. He is just trying to attack the Islamic people. Wait a minute. Hold on here. He was just talking about a news report he saw on television that was outlining what's happening right now in Sweden. And if you want to travel over there, if you want to go to Germany, you want to go to Denmark, Sweden, Norway, you might want to know what's happening in that part of the world. You might want to be aware. So he's over in Sweden acting like everything's all good, just walking around, chilling. Meanwhile, you got the refugees running up on him, probably trying to get cash or drugs, probably trying to rob them, just, not doing the appropriate things you should be doing in Sweden. So now you in jail, and you in jail with some of these same guys that are out there on the street acting the fool. You got guys in there with mental problems, throwing feces. I think one of his group mates, ASAP Ferg, said that the facility was disease-ridden. I wouldn't be surprised if you have a bunch of refugees coming to your country just willy-nilly, randomly. They're going to bring whatever they got with them. No immunization shots, no proper health care from a young age. They're coming sick, a lot of them, or they're bringing sicknesses, illnesses that may not be a bad thing or that big of a deal. And, wherever stand they from. But then when they come to America, it's actually a big deal. Not America, pardon me, but Sweden. When they come to the West, it is a big deal. You see? So that's definitely an issue. Oh, the Ebola is not necessarily a big thing in like Middle East, but it is in Central Africa. Now you have all these Congolese people coming to, what's that, Maine, Portland, Maine. You got hundreds of people coming from Congo to Portland, Maine, talking about, oh, they're seeking asylum. How did you get over here from, like, you didn't just swim over here over the Atlantic Ocean? And Africa is a very big continent as well. Not only is the Atlantic Ocean very big, also the Pacific, however they got here. It's a big ocean, but the continent of Africa is very big as well. It's humongous. If you're in the center of the continent, it'll take you a long time to get off of the continent just going due west to come to America. And then you got to cross the ocean. That's a long time, and it's not cheap. So you had to get on a plane, multiple planes, and spent days traveling just across the ocean. And then you came to Ecuador. How did you go from Ecuador to the Mexican-U.S. border and sneak through to go all the way up to Portland, Maine? Asylum, I can't tell. You trying to go over there to get money, be with your friends and family, and send more cash back home through Western Union or whatever the case may be. That's what's happening. But you got the left talking about, oh, they're trying to seek asylum and they're refugees and they're poor and they're hungry. Psh, I can't tell. I cannot tell. All right, what else we got here? Oh, now the Jeffrey Epstein party footage. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be something here. The left are really trying to push this as a real thing. They're talking about, oh, Trump was talking to Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, I thought he didn't know him. I saw Mika and Joe talking about something on MSNBC. Oh, I thought he didn't know him. Listen, I've been in parties. I've been in events. And I'm talking to people that I don't even know. You know, or I may have met them one time. I might be kind of acquainted with them. I'll talk to anybody and everybody. You know, I'm an approachable person. I like talking to people. I like small talk. Some guys don't like small talk. I love small talk, personally. So Trump talking to the guy, that doesn't mean that he's his best friend or they go everywhere together and they be arm in arm and they got bunk beds like the Step Brothers. It ain't like that. You talking to him at a party and that's it. He may have known him back then a little bit, but that doesn't mean that he was his bestie. And then, of course, he kicked him out of Mar-A-Lago after an incident where he tried to approach a young lady, not young lady, a young girl, a little girl at the actual place. So even if he did kind of know he was a little bit, that doesn't mean that they were friends. And after that situation, they definitely weren't friends. And he washed his hands and cut his ties totally, even as a general associate. And then I'm seeing people on Twitter talking about, oh, he's getting handsy with the women at the party. Like, okay, you got a single man, a billionaire, known to be a playboy. You got like 8 women surrounding him. I'm talking about Trump's in the center. Women are just like this, doing bring around the Rosie, touching all on him, putting their back on him, swinging their hair on his face. I mean, come on, he's just having a good time partying. That's what you do at parties. It's really simple. But either people just don't understand that. They don't understand what joy may look like, or they're just trying to, throw him under the bus. They don't want to talk about Slick Willie Bill Clinton and how he was on the Lolita Express, 26 times? They don't want to talk about that. He put out a statement talking about, oh, I was only on there 4 times. He made different stops for the Clinton Foundation. Bill Clinton, come on. You mean to tell me you couldn't get your own plane? You got to bum a ride with Jeffrey Epstein out of all people in the world? You got to ride with him? Why? Okay, I'm sure the Clinton Foundation has plenty of cash to get a flight chartered. Bernie Sanders can get a flight chartered, and he's just a guy trying to run for president. Never been in office. You have Secret Service detail. You have plenty of cash available to you, much more than Bernie Sanders, so you can get your own flight chartered. You don't have to get Ubered around the world in the plane by Jeffrey Epstein. So that didn't make any sense. The media won't focus on him, nor will they focus on Oprah Winfrey, who was friends with Harvey Weinstein. Okay? Pictures of them where she's kissing him on the cheek, hugged up on him, smiling, all this, that, and the third. Where's the outrage about that? And that's been around for a long time. You didn't just unearth those pictures. They've been on the internet free. They're on Getty Images. You can find them. Anybody in the world can find those. There's no need to try and dig in old tapes from 30 years ago. You can just go right now and search Oprah Winfrey, Harvey Weinstein. Everything comes right up. Voila. Internet magic. It is what it is. But that's how the media does. And that's why, or a big part of the reason why, people don't respect the mainstream media anymore. What's the purpose? All they're gonna do is just sit there and tell lies. So why respect them? Why do anything like that? It is what it is. Now, there's always going to be, MS-13 and stuff like that. I did not see the most recent report, but MS-13. One thing about the border, before we get to the calls, one thing about the border, it's a lot of human trafficking going on, a lot of gang banging going on, and the media appears not to care. They act like, it's only just innocent women and children. Meanwhile, you go into the border, you seeing a bunch of war-aged men, everybody trying to fight, anybody really trying to be over there for peace talks. We're not talking about the UN. We're talking about guys that are just really trying to hustle, trying to grind and get money. So I shouldn't be sympathetic to them. They get treated better than regular, everyday American citizens, and that's not right. You got people over here that are starving, not starving, I don't want to say that, but they're homeless, they're cold, nowhere, mental problems, all of that stuff is happening, addiction, and they need help. But those that are coming in here illegally, breaking the law, coming in here illegally, you can get healthcare for free, housing for free, a flight to wherever you want in the country for free. And when you come into the country, you're given shelter and food and clothing immediately. What about our homeless veterans on the street? Do they get shelter, food, and clothing immediately? I don't think so. Then they say, the tents are inhumane. The bathrooms are inhumane. Well, I mean, would they rather be on the street and homeless in Mexico, just with no shelter and the scorching 100-degree heat in the desert with no water? I think Tom Homan, the former acting ICE director, said that ICE saved like 4,000 lives in a year. I could be wrong about that, but maybe I'm right. Or it might have been Border Patrol, pardon me. When I say save lives, I'm talking about going into the desert and rescuing people that had been in, heat stroke situations and whatnot. So people are crazy, but it is what it is. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the calls. You guys on the drill. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Let me get everything together before I turn everything on, because Scott likes to do whatever it wants. All righty here. And if you're just now coming in, please give the video a thumbs up and share it. That'll help me out tremendously. All righty. Yeah, I saw that Bladius charges against Kevin Spacey were dropped. I'm not surprised that he got the charges dropped, because Kevin Spacey, rich guy, powerful guy, not surprised at all. Now, I wonder why they were dropped. Well, I wonder why the reason they say the charges were dropped, because the reason why it would never be known. It could be some kind of backdoor dealing, and we don't know what's happening. But I want to see why they said why. It could be legitimate. Maybe it was not enough evidence. Maybe the witness decided to not go forward. I don't know what happened, but I think that he just had money and power and was able to get off like that. But I don't really know that for sure. We got to see some of the details to figure out what's really going on here. So Kevin Spacey, he could face more charges. You never know. What if he gets snitched on by Jeffrey Epstein? Because let's not forget, he was on one of those flights on the Express with Slick Willie. It was Kevin Spacey, Bill Clinton, and Jeffrey Epstein on the plane together. So what if Jeffrey Epstein is able to get a better deal by telling on Kevin Spacey, and he has evidence against him, and Bill Clinton too? So this ain't really over yet, in my humble opinion, but I'm not really glad that Kevin Spacey got off, or at least had the charges dropped right now. But let's go ahead and get to the calls in just a moment. And again, please like the video, share the video, and if you are not subscribed yet, please go ahead and do that. I'd really appreciate it. All right, let me get my situation together. And all right, let's try this. Okay, speakers. Let's fix this. I'm hearing all kind of ringing right now, but you guys don't hear it, luckily. All right, let me just Now it wants to freeze up. Okay, that's great. That's fantastic. I just love Windows and all this stuff that it makes me do. It's so crazy. Ah, there we go. No, I guess not. I guess it's not going to work today. Okay, great. All right. So let's try this one more time. And sorry for the delay. Let me just fight my computer right quick because you know Windows wants to do whatever it wants. All right. Let's go settings. Wow. Doesn't want to work. All right. I'll fix that in a minute. Let me get to my first call. All right, Mike from Queens, what's happening?
Hey, what's up, Anthony? How are you?
Everything's good, man. Can't complain.
It's good to hear. I saw a headline today that there's a black woman that's going to run as a Republican against Occasional Cortex.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, she's originally from Jamaica. Her family came from Jamaica, and she came here as a child as an immigrant legally.
Yeah, well, hopefully there's a hope because she doesn't even, not besides only having 21%. What was that poll as a favorability rating in the swing states? She doesn't even have a favorability rating in her own district.
Right, exactly.
Daily Caller did a video, I think it was last week or about 2 weeks ago, where they were talking to people in her district. Actually, it's a neighborhood that I grew up in, and they were asking her They were asking the people on the street different questions, and the people over there know what's going on. Hopefully, there's going to be more of a turnout next year, whether she gets primaried or if it's in the general.
Well, hopefully so. I'm hearing about the Jamaican woman. I'm also hearing about my man Antoine Tucker, aka Martago on Instagram. I think he's in that district. He wants to run as well. And the thing about AOC is that she was able to get in there, in my humble opinion, because Joe Crowley wasn't really thinking he would have anybody try to actually beat him and put money into it. It was kind of just the easy race. But now people are putting money into it. People are really, actually trying to win rather than just kind of, going through the motions.
Yeah, she's pissed off. There was a story a few months back where they were having a meeting up in the Bronx, in the part of the district that's in the Bronx. They were having a meeting, and it was at a VFW post, I think, and there was some veterans that were asking questions, and they left. She turned them off.
Right.
So she's not only turning off, regular people. She's also turning off military veterans too.
Right. Exactly.
Gotta tell you, Trump is on fire tonight. He's he's destroying them.
Now, is he still going right now?
I have it on mute because I'm listening to you, but yeah, he's still going. I mean, I haven't, but I mean, I heard in the last hour he's great.
Hey, you know what? I heard some of it before I started streaming. I was listening to it right up until the point where I started to stream. I was listening to it. I liked the whole thing about how the crowd reacted when he was talking about Ilhan Omar, and they said, send her back. That's going to be top news tomorrow. I can already tell. They're going to say, oh, the crowd were chanting the white supremacist chant. They're xenophobic, all this, that, and the third. But it's like, come on, you're talking about regular people. That's how they feel. It's like, look, if you don't want to be here, if you don't enjoy our country and what it has been able to do for you and took you when where you were needing refuge, go back. It's very simple.
Listen, I take 9/11 very seriously. I was only 12 miles from ground zero when those planes hit. I have friends that one of them was on the highway going into the tunnel when he saw the second plane hit Tower 2. My father worked down there years ago. My uncle got out of there twice. The first time in '93 when they bombed it, and he got out of there, fortunately, on 9/11 the second time. I take that very seriously. I take offense to that and it's very disturbing when she makes comments Omar, about people that did something, and there's no place for that. People better wake up. I mean, listen, 9/11 is coming up on 18 years. We should never forget it.
That's right, 100%.
Because,
You know, when I heard that, I was like, come on. I mean, what are we doing? I mean, you're not thinking about anything. You're just kind of caught up in this whole Islamic ideology, and you want to cater to those that feel the same way you do. But that's not how we do things. It was really crazy. People are hating her for that, and rightfully so. I mean, people, like you said, lost friends, lost family in that. It's a very serious thing. Even if you didn't lose anybody you knew personally, it was still an attack on the United States. Thousands of people died. Many died afterwards. It's still an ongoing crisis. So for her to say that was just off the just unconscionable, and it was crazy. And that's going to really aid in the quote unquote squad's doom.
well, and this is the whole idea for Trump going out there on Twitter and using it strategically, being smart with it strategically. Because now it's putting the, as I call them, the short bus squad. They get picked up in the morning from their locations and taken with the short bus to Congress, with the helmets and whatnot.
Right.
Don't lick the windows. They have to be told don't lick the windows. When you're en route.
That's
But
right.
The he's trying to put them out front. Listen, this is the Democratic Party, and Nancy Pelosi knows this. But you know what? I think Nancy Pelosi, she has the beginning stages of dementia. And you know what? Listen, I feel for any older person. I mean, she's almost 80 years old, but she doesn't know what to do. I mean, look at the Democrats couldn't even get organized to have a simple vote yesterday.
Right.
You had what the hell is this? Representative Cleaver. He stormed out of there. It was a violation of the etiquette in the House when having debate on the floor.
She has no control. She has no control, and I think Trump predicted that. That's why he was trying to really campaign for her to be the Speaker of the House. She's losing total control. Like, she was trying to keep the whole AOC situation under control and not have the party taken over by the far left. But when he said what he said on Twitter, it forced her to basically circle the wagons around them. Now they have the upper hand. They are in the driver's seat. She's pretty much kowtowing to them and whatever they say. So her power, is gone.
Yeah, because they've really wasted their opportunity with retaking the House. They just been doing everything that I pretty much everybody, in our camp, and people that are independent that support Trump knew what they were going to do. They were just going to drag on with investigations, and they weren't going to try to work on anything of substance with the Republicans.
Right.
And you know what? Like I said, I think it's going to be a wipeout in the House. I think the Republicans are going to get a majority back, and the Senate is going to be a little bit more tricky because I think the Republicans have more seats to defending in 2020. So
that's right.
That's going to be tougher for the Republicans, but they still have a good chance of still retaining the Senate.
Right.
But all right, listen. Let me get going. Have a good night. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, thanks for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Got it. Take care.
All right, thank you to Mike from Queens for the call. Most certainly appreciate it. And I was able to fix that whole ring thing, so we good on that. So you won't hear the dun dun dun. You won't hear that anymore. The show will go smoothly from now on. And thank you all for calling. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Do not be afraid to call. I'm taking all callers. And hold on, did I miss somebody? Oh, shout out to Tune In Drop Out, who says his tweet was meant for only one member of the squad, Ilhan Omar. Being from New York, 9/11 is a sore spot for him, and Miss Omar has a way of pricking him where it hurts. She was the only one not born in the U.S. She immigrated from Somalia. Very good point, and thank you for the donation. Definitely appreciate it. Yeah, he said that during the talk tonight, from what I heard during his rally. I heard some of it before I came on the stream. He was talking about Ilhan Omar and Somalia and all that stuff. That's where the whole send her back thing came from. If the phone lines are busy, just got to keep trying. Because that's just kind of how the system is. So thank you all for calling. I'm going to try to get to everybody as soon as I can. And thank you, Kentucky Mama Monica. I appreciate you for joining. All right, let me get to my next call here. All right. All right, calling you on the line, 617.
It's Ivan,
All right,
well,
what's going on?
When you going to start getting your facts straight, man?
All right, what did I
When's
get
gonna
wrong?
be the day? Well, the kid that I'm sorry about the incident with that kid, man. The brother that I guess he got harassed and he got into a fight with in Sweden.
ASAP Rocky.
Okay, Rocky. I mean, it was bad. I mean, I don't suggest nobody should get jumped or anything like that. Your facts are the wrong concerning about why you saying that the people, the immigrants from the refugees, they're going to Sweden and then they're walking into Sweden and then Sweden immigration policy. Do you have any idea how immigration policies are in Sweden?
So
How
what did I get
difficult?
wrong? That's the question.
Well, you got wrong because it's not true what you said. The reason that those immigrants are in
Wait,
Sweden,
hold on, sir. The question is, what did I say that was wrong?
because you said that they're walking over there because they have the welfare state.
Yeah, they have a generous welfare system, correct?
Yeah, but you said that they're going over there because they have a general welfare system. That's what you said, right?
Yes.
Well, that's wrong. That's
Okay,
not
so
true.
why
The
are they
reason
going to
that-
Sweden then?
Well, it was an agreement. If you remember when we went to Afghanistan, Sweden went, Australia went, Germany went, Italy went, France went, Canada went, and the United States went there, right? They were like, yo, we're going to fight the terrorists. Those people, some of those countries, right? You got, I mean, the people in Afghanistan help us out to identify where were the Al-Qaeda camps, where the militia was, etc. So those people could not stay there because their safety. So what the United States did with the European Union is like, okay, we're going to take some of them to come to different countries. France took some, Germany took some, United States took some, Australia, Greece, they all took some.
So,
And
wait, hold on. So when was this?
This is in 2003.
Okay, so why they're still coming in 2019? Like they're still coming like today. So why they're still coming in 2019?
Let me explain. I'm going to explain to you. You see, you don't let me explain. In 2000, you remember in Syria, they have, we have. They say we're going to take some.
The
Germany
question was,
took some,
sir, you got to be because you're taking too long.
Okay,
The question, sir,
because they're getting better. They're getting better.
Sir, you muted. The question was, why are they still coming to Sweden in 2019?
Because it's a vetting process. Took 6 years. The vetting process takes 6 years.
Now you said that it's happened in 2003. In 6 years, that's
When
2000.
they started
Sir, when I talk, you can't talk because all I'm gonna do is just mute you, and then nobody can hear you anyway. So it's really kind of futile. You might as well just get used to it. So if the situation was in 2003, 6 years is 2009. So why they're coming right now in 2019?
Okay, so we went to Afghanistan, we went to Iraq, and then we have a war in Syria, a civil war in Syria. The United States was involved. Remember when remember the refugees that were coming from Syria that Trump said they should go back? There was an agreement on the Obama administration and the European Union. France took some, Germany took 1 million, they all took some, Sweden took 200,000.
So hold on, you said Ivan, listen to what I'm saying. So you were talking about Afghanistan.
So now you got it wrong. You got it wrong because you said that they were.
Look, I mean, okay. First it was Afghanistan, then it became Syria. So you kind of jumping around a little bit here. How you go from Afghanistan to Syria?
Afghanistan to Syria?
Yeah, like you like first you were talking
about. We started in Afghanistan.
Sir. First you were talking about Afghanistan, then you were talking about Syria. So how did we make that jump?
Okay, so let me explain to you though. In Afghanistan, we went in 2001. Remember, we went there to get the Taliban. You remember that?
Okay, but like link it to Syria. Let's fast forward to Syria. How did we get from Afghanistan to Syria?
Because we went to Syria also. We were helping the rebels in Syria, and Russia was helping Assad. Remember Assad? Remember the gas, the gas that they use, the biological weapon that they use.
All right.
So because it was a refugee crisis.
So basically, what you're saying is all the refugees are coming from Afghanistan.
I didn't say that. Some came from Afghanistan, came from Iraq, and some came from Syria. We took 30,000 from Iraq between 2006 and 2009.
Okay, so
United States took 30,000.
Sir, these people are traveling from Syria to Turkey, and then they're going all the way to Sweden. So
There
why
are no.
not? So,
You
sir,
cannot go to
sir,
Sweden.
sir,
Let me explain to you. You cannot go to Sweden.
Sir, I'm talking. So they're going from Syria, traveling through Turkey, and then they're going to like Greece and Bulgaria, but they can't stay there. Okay, they're going all the way through Germany. They're not staying in Germany, and they're going to Sweden. Why? It's because of their generous welfare state.
No, that's nothing to do with welfare state. They're holding them for vetting. Some of them, they went to Germany. They stayed in the American base in Germany for vetting. They took them from Iraq to Germany. They did the medical process. They did the whole thing, the whole narrative. They did the vetting, right? So when they do the vetting, some of them were transported to Sweden. Some of them went transported to Australia. So read the thing, man. Read it.
Sir,
I wanna move on because you don't read.
Sir,
I want to move on.
Sir, the question is, how long will Sweden continue to take in these migrants?
So this migrant,
No, I didn't say because. Like, it's not a because. You can't say because when I ask how long. The question was, how long will Sweden continue taking these migrants? Will it be 2 more years, 3 more years, 20 more years, 100 more years? At what point do they stop taking in migrants?
I don't know how many are still in the vetting process. I don't know. I know it was an agreement between all these countries.
If in 100 years it's still taking in migrants from Syria,
I don't know. You got to do your research. I know. This is what I know. I know that these people did not choose walking into Sweden because Sweden have very
what do you mean?
tight immigration laws. They don't take anyone like a walk into Sweden and you want to claim political asylum. That's not the way it works.
That's what's happening right now. That's exactly what's happening right now.
That's not what is happening in Sweden. It's not true.
Do you know anybody in Sweden?
I read that information. I watched the videos on BBC. I watched the video on BBC News.
The question was,
and then these immigrants that they took, they came from.
The question was, do you know anybody in Sweden? I do.
Nobody working.
Okay. So you don't know anybody in Sweden. I've talked to actual Swedes that live in Sweden, and they tell me they're pretty much being overrun. They're being flooded with these people, and it's not a real system there.
Through from America and ask for a political asylum in Sweden. Can you go from Central America and have political asylum in Sweden?
I don't know.
The answer is no.
Why not?
The answer is no because they don't. There is no the process. They don't do it like that. Like in the United States, that you walk in and then you saying this is not true. What you're saying.
The question is why not?
Let's move on.
The question is why not? The question is why not? If you can't answer the question, I'll hang up.
Very restriction immigration laws. In order for you to get a tourist visa to go to Sweden, it's a long process. And even when you get to Sweden, if your information don't match the information that you send the consul in Sweden, they send you back.
Okay, now that's good information. That's good information. And so what I gotta do right now is move on to my next call because you've been on for 8 minutes.
So you see.
Look, man, I don't got all night to be talking to you.
All right.
8 minutes is long enough. So have a nice day.
Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah. Hey, we got to get a Swede speaks on the line so you can tell us what's really going on. Actual Swedish person to tell us what's really happening over there in the actual country. Talking about Afghanistan. How you go from Afghanistan to what he said to Syria? What are you talking about? Oh, because of the war in Afghanistan. Oh, all right, now you want to go to Syria. I mean, it's crazy. But let me get to my next call. All right, call up 773. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Oh, this is Senor. My name is Ivan. I come and tell you how your immigration works. How you doing?
What's going on, Billy? What's happening?
Not too much. What I want to talk about is that face app recognition. That company. People are like, "Oh my gosh, there's a Russian company, and it's a face app."
Yeah.
And they're all like trying to say, "Oh, be careful! It's made in Russia." This Russophobia, Slavophobia. Imagine if it was an Israeli company and people were talking about, "Oh, that's an Israeli company, and you don't be using that. It's made in Israel. They're going to take our technology." It's like this bias against Russia. It's just getting way out of hand, and I think that I don't know. The media just goes with it. The mainstream media, they allow it. But imagine if someone was talking about Israel that way. It'd be anti-Semitic, blah, 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 this and that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this whole thing with Russia, it's crazy. I mean, anybody that's Russian, anything that's Russian, is all of a sudden bad. I mean, never have I seen so much concern about a mobile app. I mean, if you want to talk about mobile apps, talk about your Facebook, your Google, and everything else. Take all kind of personal data, sell it to advertisers. I've bought ads on Facebook, and I know what they have. All kind of really specific things, what you into, what region you live in, how old you are, all that. That's why you go on your phone and you see these crazy ads that look like what you just saw in the store, what you were just talking about to your friends, some really weird, obscure stuff right on your phone. That is an actual concern, not some, face app. People saying, oh, they can just take your face and use it in the ad. So what? There's plenty of things out there right now on the internet that have your face on it and you don't even know it. It's hysteria over nothing.
Yeah, Facebook is taking our data, selling it, and they're doing work for the Israelis. Mark Zuckerberg is a Zionist who donates to Israeli causes, and no one's giving him crap for it. Business as usual. The Israeli government talks to Facebook and gets them to take down information they don't want, and it's just none of the mainstream media talks about it. It's always Russia this, Russia that, and it's getting really old, man. It's getting real old. I wish they would talk about this Israeli collusion. APAC.
Well, you know what? I feel like, in my humble opinion, the Russia collusion is as silly as the Israeli collusion narrative. I feel like they're both silly. I feel like the United States has more power than all of them combined. So why are we even worried about them? What can they do to us? Yeah,
I just think the Israeli collusion is a little bit more. They have more power. Like
in what way?
Talk about Zionists, like through APAC lobbying, through controlling our politicians.
So what does APAC actually do as far as controlling the politicians? How do they control the politicians?
They buy influence.
To do what though?
They pretty much pay for their campaigns, and they do ads through the politicians. They say, I want you to do this, we want you to do that, we're going to pay for your ads, fundraising, stuff like that.
What I'm asking is, okay, you're saying that they're paying for their campaigns, they're donating money and stuff like that, but to do what? Like, what is the actual end goal and what gets accomplished from APAC through these people? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, what are they doing? They try to pass laws to make it illegal to criticize Israel. They try to pass laws, BDS laws, so you can't boycott Israel.
What have they actually done, though, is what I'm asking you.
What have they actually done? What do you mean? Who has who done?
Like, okay, you're saying that APAC is controlling these politicians, they're being funded by them, and they're running the campaigns and stuff like that. What has APAC actually been able to accomplish? You could say they're trying to do this, you're trying to do that. What have they actually accomplished through these people? They
make sure we donate billions of dollars to Israel every year. When Trump says a tweet, he says, "Oh, don't be criticizing Israel." Like, hey, Trump, you're the president of the United States. You're not the president of Israel. You have nothing to do with Israel.
Okay. Now, we give a lot of money to other countries as well. We donate to every country on planet Earth almost. We give aid to China as well. We also give a lot of aid to Middle Eastern countries more than Israel. So, I mean, I really don't understand. And also, how does that affect us in a negative way? You're saying that we give them a lot of money. How does that affect us in a negative way? How does that affect the American citizen in a negative way?
Because we should be building a wall here in America. Instead, Israel has a wall. They have a huge wall. And we're giving money to Israel.
Okay, so you think that if we stop giving that money, then it would get approved to go towards the wall when we can't get it approved right now, when we have the money?
I don't know, but I know Chuck Schumer, he supports the wall in Israel. He's a big-time Zionist. And when it comes to the wall in America, he's a hypocrite. Like a lot of communists in America, but they're hardcore Zionist, Jewish nationalists
now, all right,
Israel.
But the thing about it is, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, APAC don't got nothing to do with that. That's just Chuck Schumer not wanting to do that, because Chuck Schumer really at one point was against illegal immigration. He was talking worse than Donald Trump recently. Like, not recently, probably about 6 years ago or more. Obama was the same way. So if APAC was around back then, if the Jewish people were around back then and they were influencing things back then, I mean, it doesn't make any sense for them to all of a sudden, and I say them, I mean Barack Obama and Chuck Schumer, flip now with the same influence that was on them, controlling them, The real reason is because it's politics. You don't want to have Donald Trump get a leg up. So let's say right now you eliminate all the aid that gets given to Israel. It won't go towards the wall right now because the same people will be in office and they got the same kind of ideology to prevent Donald Trump from being able to control the immigration situation, because now it's politically expedient to do so. The AIPAC thing is totally irrelevant. It's all about American politics at the end of the day.
Yeah, my point is there's a lot of hypocrites regarding leftist politicians. Dianne Feinstein, Chuck Schumer, a lot of leftists. They're big-time supporters of Israel, a racist apartheid state that's a Jewish supremacist state.
All right. That's enough. That's enough. Have a nice day. I mean, like, that's what I was trying to tell the caller earlier. It's like, I feel like, the whole the Jews in Israel, that's like, what I always say when I get a call like that, the Jews are the white man's white man. You understand what I'm saying? I feel like so many people, so-called people of color, they want to blame the white man for everything that's going on. Oh, I can't get a job. The white man did it. I can't get into college. The white man did it. I'm on child support. The white man did it. But the white man gotta have somebody to blame too, and that's the Jewish person. When I was asking them, what has AIPAC actually been able to accomplish? What have they actually done? He didn't have much because it ain't nothing really there. There's all kind of things out there, all kind of organizations. AIPAC is just one of them. You got the NRA. That's a lobbyist group too. Are we going to say, oh, well, the NRA, they doing things like the left? They'll say the NRA. I feel like everybody blaming everybody else when the real culprit is the American politicians that are doing things day to day because of political expedience. Back in like 2008, Obama was influenced by them same people. Chucky Boy the same way, influenced by the same people. But now they have changed their immigration position because of politics. The Jewish state in Israel does not control that. It don't make no sense. But let me get to my next thing. All right, caller, you on the line 240.
It's JB. What's up, my brother?
Everything's good, man. What's happening?
Man, ASAP Rocky needs Trump. Trump need to go over and get him. I think he's gonna pull it off though. And then I got an argument with somebody at damn Dunkin' Donuts about the Omar thing. She's a very upfront, standing person, and I said, well, for who? I mean, and she's a Muslim. I said, there's a lot of Muslims who love America. You can't. She's anti-Semitic in the sense that she wants to be so far left and hate America, but yet want to be in Congress trying to pass bills. Say you hate the same country you work for and it's paying your bills. That doesn't make very much sense, does it?
Not too much.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there thinking like, what the hell? And then they call Trump racist over his comments. Well, the truth is, he said, if you don't like our rules, go back to your country and come back and show us how it's done. Period. That's simple to the point. That doesn't make nobody racist.
No, not at all. It's real simple. Go back, show us how it's done. If you could do better, if where you come from is better, all right, go over there, fix that, and then give us the knowledge. Enlighten us so we know what's going on.
Exactly.
Since you know all the information that we don't know.
Exactly, but you know what? That's too much like right, and that's too much work, and they were sitting and complain about everything and beg for free shit. I mean, free stuff. My bad, free stuff. We're talking about free stuff. But yeah, it's kind of crazy how society turns to hate America. And you got people stepping on flags, and a lot of people condoning her stepping on the flag, and she makes millions of dollars for the United States. The soccer players, you know that she's down with what's her name, Ocasio, saying, "Yeah, go ahead, that's my girl. You go, girl. Go, girl, for what? She's going to lose New York State. She's not getting reelected." You know what I'm saying? Everybody keeps saying, "Yeah, she's for the people." For who? What people? What people? Right. Am I right, ABL?
I'm with you, man.
What people is she representing? What people is she representing? The people who want free stuff all the time? Oh, they represent me because I like to work for what I have. I don't want to pay more in taxes. I'm sorry, I pay enough in taxes. Me and my wife pay enough in taxes.
And you know what? The thing about it is she getting all this attention on the social media and attention on television, but the people that are back home and her constituents, they're not really liking it too much. They're saying, hey, you out there trying to be the it girl, trying to be famous. Meanwhile, we got real issues back here. So focus more on what you have going on back home rather than trying to be, the next celebrity superstar, reality star.
Exactly. She loves the fame. And then that last call, what's that guy's name calls in all the time? The guy was on audio all the time. I mean, he just sit out, eat a burrito and chill out. Eat a burrito and chill out. He's a beast. But go back to El Salvador. We hate this country so bad. Wherever the hell you from. I'm sorry. I'm just sick of these people who just say dumb stuff out of their mouth. Did you see the one about the guy on the plane? And the lady freaked out, said, "I want next to you, and you're a Trump supporter, and get out." And her husband's mother just died, and she's more worried about a Trump supporter. And he's sitting there like he's almost like, oh my God, putting his head down and everything. I'm like, you heard about that?
No, I didn't see that one. I saw my man David Harris Jr. in the airport, and the lady came up on him talking about gross or something, or she said your hat makes you appear to have a low IQ. I like, wow, really? That's what we're gonna do? And then this is a white lady, and he's black, so it's like, is that racist? What's going on here? Like, but they always tell us. They always tell us, people on the right, they're racist, they hate you. I never had anything like that happen from the right. Even when I was on the left, I never had anything like that happen.
That's what I tried to serve. I said, if anything, Antifa's throwing bricks at people and they're throwing bricks at people and you heard what they did to Kurt, and a couple months ago they did Tucker Carlson. They put his address. People show up at his house where his wife was terrified and called the cops.
That was crazy. I remember
and
that.
CNN, and then CNN, they're like, that's okay. What's so okay about you showing up trying to scare somebody's wife over a comment? A comment. I'm saying like this. You try that with me. I'm waiting for that to happen to me. Double barrel shotgun. I'm scaring everybody off.
Hey, you do one time, be your last time. I tell you what.
Exactly. You see my point? That's what people understand. It takes the right person to do it. Am I right, ABL? We the right people you want to roll up on. You think for 1 second you gonna roll up on my old lady and scare her like that? Nah, she knows how to shoot. Okay, let's don't get it twisted. Well, all right, ABL. Keep the good work up, brother, man. I'm gonna let you go right there, man, and keep the good work up, brother, man. And don't let these nutty callers who have nothing in their mind.
Oh, no, man. It's all good, man.
You handle it very well. You're better than me, brother. All right, peace.
All right, now.
Bye.
All right. Thank you to JB for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Definitely appreciate you for joining. If you're just not coming in, please give the video a thumbs up. Is the rally still going on or what? And shout out to the rally. That was a good rally. I was watching it up until the very last moment where I started streaming about an hour ago. I want to see the whole thing, but I didn't want to risk streaming and then have them strike my channel. But let me get to my next call here. Alrighty. 210, you're the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, it's Brian from San Antonio.
Alrighty, what's going on?
Oh, nothing much, man. How you doing tonight?
Everything's good, man. Can't complain.
All right, well, I just got a quick question for you, like I normally do. Why you know that Ivan explained?
Hey, Ivan to be doing too much. It's like, all right, Ivan, we are the call-in show. I don't got all day for you to be reading War and Peace on air, so tighten up a little bit.
Yeah, I know, I get it. But the real question is, so since that lady is running in AOC's district, do you think Tony X is still going to put his bid in the hat?
I mean, I think so. I think it might be kind of a crowded field, really, and that's a good thing because you have more to select from, and there's more to take away from AOC. But what I hope happens is somebody on the left challenges her as well, because then it wouldn't just be kind of a one-sided thing where everybody on the right trying to beat her, but on the left, nobody wants to try to primary her, nobody wants to go against her. So I want it to be more of a diverse, group coming out against her.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. When I heard the news, I was like, "Oh man!" I was like, he didn't jump the gun. He needed, I was like, but yeah, that's pretty much like all I had. I was just curious on your take on it.
Hey man, well, thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Yeah, no worries. Keep up the good work.
All right, man, we'll do.
All right.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Yeah. So it's going to be a crowded field. It's going to try to take over AOC spot. I think my man Antoine Tucker, he has a good chance. And the young lady that just announced today, she has a good chance. But like I said, let's get somebody on the left that will try to challenge her in the primary so it won't be one-sided. You know, because if she gets enough, if she goes unchallenged in the primary, then it might not even matter. But then again, you never know. You never, ever know. Anything can happen, and that's why it's good to just, put your name out there and see what happens. All right. But shout out to everybody in the chat. The number to call is 434-658-1220. If you want to get in through Skype and be right here in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, there's an email for that in the description box below. But let me get to my next call. 502, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Oh, hey, what's up, buddy? This is Scott from Lexington, Kentucky. How you doing?
Everything's good, man. How about yourself?
Just another day at the office with my dog. So I got a few questions for you. First is the ordeal with Rand Paul. I'm sure you heard it recently. He struck down that with the 9/11 families victims.
Yeah, I saw that.
And there's also and they're also talking about how he made tax cuts for the for the wealthy and the billionaires is probably around between $1 and $1.5 trillion or so. I was wondering if I could get your opinion on all that.
Well, I support the tax cuts because when you have the rich people get tax cuts, you're talking about people that have businesses, corporations, people that write checks to employees. So if they have more money to give, the employees are able to get more money as a result. Back, I think it might have been last year or year before last, when all those bonuses came out because of the tax cuts, I thought that was a good thing. It's like, okay, people are directly benefiting from the tax cuts with actual cash in their pocket. Bonuses like $1,000 take home on Christmas time, right in the clutch. So I thought that was good. But as far as denying the actual 9/11, funding, that was crazy. I understand.
Yeah, do you think?
I understand. Hold on, right quick. I understand about okay, we got a lot of debt, but it's 21 trillion. Like, I mean, come on, you're talking about a catastrophic event, the biggest terror attack in U.S. history, and you want to say, well, we don't want to do that because we're trying to save money. I thought that was kind of weak.
Yeah, where do you suppose that they might make the cuts to pay for it later on?
I mean, it's all kind of fraud, waste, and abuse in government right now. It's a lot of programs that shouldn't even be around. A lot of positions. Like, I've been in D.C. a lot. I'm from Virginia, so I used to go to D.C. all the time. The D.C. metro area is the richest in the nation, if I'm not mistaken. It's right up there with San Francisco, New York City. And what's the industry right there? Nothing but politics. All that money emanates from the White House and goes to the surrounding area, to D.C. itself, Virginia, and then Maryland. Maryland is the richest state in the nation because of that. D.C. is very rich, and Northern Virginia is very rich as well. So cut a lot of that waste, fraud, and abuse, and a lot of those useless bureaucratic red tape positions, and you'll free up some cash easily like that, in my humble opinion.
All right. I had a couple of more really quick things to say. If you have that time. So first of all, I'm actually kind of a leftist. I'll admit, but I have a lot of conservative views. But I just want to say that that whole House meeting and that impeachment, hearing things. Oh my God. It really does look bad on us. For the most part, we should, instead of concentrating on things like Medicare for all, throwing a fit after Trump throws a fit, something, and then instead of just laughing and being like, hey, that stupid three of us were born in the U.S. and one was naturalized, instead of just laughing about it, it would have made us look much better. We go and throw this huge thing in Congress, and so I want to clarify that as a libertarian. Free speech is the most important thing. Oh, and one last thing. Do you think you might debate in the progressives in the future, like you did with Destiny, David Peckman or Kyle Kalinske, same seater?
Yeah, I would do it. I definitely would get on. If they want to do it, I'm with it. I'm not sure how to get in touch with them, but yeah, I'm all for it. I feel like debating is one of my strong suits, so I do that every day of the week.
Hell yeah. I might debate you if I had a bunch of facts and logic and stuff in front of me right now, but I haven't. But I'll go ahead and let you get your next call. You have a good one, buddy.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you. All right, shout out to the caller. All right, Kevin Duggan says, donated to me to talk about Florida law HB 71. I'm not sure what that is. So I'm not sure when that donation happened. Was it just now? I don't really know. So you gotta, hold on. I got something right now. Okay, thank you for that, man. Now I need to research what that is. I've never heard that before. So I'll check it out, man. Thank you for your donation. Definitely appreciate you. All right, let me see. And let's get back to my calls here. The number to call is 434-658-1220. It should be in the description box. If it's not, it's right there in the ticker to come across the screen right in front of me, right underneath. And if you are not subscribed yet, please do so. Also, get a video a thumbs up. Likes are free. Sharing it is free. And talking in the chat is also free as well. So do all them things right there. Help me out a lot. Let me get to my next call.
I got something right now.
All right, call you on the line, 347.
I'm Joshua.
What's going on, Joshua?
Not much as of lately. I did some most of the speech. It was really good. But I was distracted by the storm that is going on right now outside, all the lightning stuff. So yeah. First thing I want to talk about today is the clown show of the House of Representatives. Yeah. I heard that they were breaking, that Nancy, old lady Pelosi, was breaking the laws of the House of Representatives, I heard. And things were nothing getting done. And heck, even though the Democrats control the House, they didn't pass it. They didn't pass it. The impeachment treaty. They didn't pass it at all.
That's right.
Yeah. Like, what they going to get out of this? What are they going to get out of this, huh? Are they trying to get Trump reelected again? Are they trying to get Trump reelected?
I mean, they're going to do that. If they're not trying to do it, that's what's going to happen because, I mean, all they're doing is just making the Democratic Party fracture. That'll make them fight amongst each other, and that's going to be the bigger headline. Through all the whole thing with the squad fighting the president, I forgot that it was a presidential election happening right now. I forgot all about that. I forgot all about Cory Booker and Kamala Harris. People are getting more airtime than I for president.
Oh, sorry. That's what Trump does. He makes a diversion out of it. Like his tweet I think it was yesterday or a couple of days ago. It was just basically a diversion to distract the main issue with which immigration. Then now Congress is trying to impeach him because of tweets. Like, come on, the Democrat Party, in a nutshell, is basically like the Big Show versus a jobber, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah. And the Rod Paul 9/11 thing, I have very mixed feelings about it. Like on the one hand, I kind of agree with him because our debt is very, very high with $21 trillion in debt. But on the other hand, 9/11 was one of the most saddest days in American history. Like 2,000 people died, and we went to a very useless, money-costing war with neocon Bush, George son Bush. And it's just it's very mixed to me.
Now, see, the thing about it is people are still dealing with issues. Like you got the man that just died recently, he had cancer.
Yeah.
People like that are still struggling with illnesses that they had as a result of, being a first responder, digging through all that toxic garbage that they had to for a long time trying to find survivors.
With
Huh?
With the chemicals from the soot. the right stuff.
Yeah, all that chemicals. Like they didn't know that that'll kill them later on, but that's what's happening right now. So yeah, it's unfortunate that he did that, but hey, that's kind of what Rand Paul does. He is like
He's very libertarian.
yeah, but he does that occasionally. He's not always libertarian. So it's kind of like, you know, if you're gonna be one way, be that way all the time.
Right. And one more thing about talk about is why are people moving to the Sun Belt? Okay? People move to the Sun Belt is because an upstate like New York, California, especially New York and California, and New Jersey are extremely high taxes. So, and lots of crime over there as well. Lots of poor people in the upper states. And people move to the Sun Belt because they want lower taxes, more jobs, including politics as well, and the so-called boogeyman states, so-called slavery states, and it's just,
exactly. You know, it's funny how people come down to the South all the time from the North. Especially black folks coming to Atlanta, coming to Florida, Alabama, Texas. It's like, wait a minute, I thought that, you know, this was the home of the racists and the Confederate flag, all this, that, and the third. Why are you coming down here? Why not still stay up in your northern place? Then they say, oh, because of cost of living. Well, is it just a cost of living, or is it because we have a better place down here? It's not as violent. It's not as dangerous. The weather is better. The people are nicer. It's just a better place to live in general. Better quality of life.
Right. Especially that. Because, like, in the South is very, very warm at the South compared to upstate.
Yeah, I can't deal with that cold, man. Like that, the snow and the cold, I can't do nothing with it.
Yeah. And do you believe that Virginia and Minnesota's gonna flip in 2020?
No, I don't think Virginia will flip. Minnesota, I don't know, because the problem with Virginia is Northern Virginia. That's all DC. And you got a bunch of resistors up there, never Trumpers. Everybody just trying to work for the government to get money, which is kind of weird because Trump is the president, and you want to work for the government to get money, but you want to be against them. But anyway, it's like that in Northern Virginia. And unfortunately, 1/3 of the state's population lives right there. And then you have other like metro areas like Norfolk, Richmond, and Roanoke. They pretty much are all blue. So it kind of leaves the in-between parts. Hold on, right quick. Hold on. It leaves the in-between parts kind of in the weird place. But go ahead.
They just need to segregate Fairfax County from Virginia, from the rest of the state of Virginia.
Well, what should happen is that they kind of just merge into Maryland, or have have DC be the next state, 51st state. But that's a whole different ball of wax right there. So that might not be a good idea.
Yeah. I think Minnesota's gonna flip because, like, Trump was very close to flipping Minnesota, especially around the Minnesota area and upstate, where
that's gonna be hard, man, because you got Minneapolis. That's where Ilhan Omar's at.
But he might flip it.
I don't know. I mean, that's a reach, but it could happen.
It hasn't turned since the 1972, since Nixon landslide.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, times change, but we'll see what happens, man. But I got a few more calls on the line, so thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Definitely appreciate you, too.
All right, now, take care.
Take care.
All right, thank you to my man Joshua for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. The number to call is 434-658-1220. I got to put that right there in the description, because I don't think I did that this time. But it should be right up here in the ticker as it goes by if you can't see it. And if you want to get in through Skype, there's an email in the description box below. You're able to be right here in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. So thank y'all for calling. Most certainly appreciate it. People are saying Texas is going to go blue. I don't know about that. I think Texas is too far. It's too deep red to go blue, in my opinion. All right, caller, you on the line, 216. 216 on the line.
Hello, this is Mr. Brawler from Ohio. How's it going, ABL?
Everything's fine, man. What's happening?
Everything is good. I got a comment about the 4 firing squad sisters.
All right.
I think, man, as a black man, how can we take them 4 women seriously? You know, as a black man, when you really think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, but go ahead.
I think that they're a disgrace, man. I mean, I don't even understand. Like, even what Trump said about them, I didn't think it was racist, you know, at all. You know, about leaving the country, you know, if they don't like it. And everybody got offended, you know, like mostly black people got offended by it. But I think it's sad, again, man, especially if you're a black male and you're going to support these women, I think that's a sad state, man. But I think they're going to try to shame black men and black people in general in this next election coming up. That's all I got to say.
All right, man. Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you. All right. Shout out to the caller. Yeah, he's right on it. And the thing about it is they already have shamed us. They've already done that, you know, because remember when Lynn Patton went with somebody, I forget who that was, but it was a friend of hers that was defending Trump against being racist, and she was right there with him. And AOC and the whole squad said that she was a token and all this, that, and the third. And then you had Ayanna Pressley came out and said, well, we don't want you to be in office if you're going to be a black face without a black voice, if you're going to be a brown face without a brown voice. So that happened. It's pretty clear to see what's going on here, and it's not really a good thing. Oh, but if you're not seeing the send her back, I gotta play that right quick before we get to the next call. And hold on, let me see if I get my desktop. There we go.
And obviously,
it's kind of low volume.
they never have anything good to say.
There we go.
That's why I say, hey, if they don't like it, let them leave. Let them leave. Let them leave. They're always telling us how to run it, how to do this, how to do that. You know what? If they don't love it, tell them to leave it.
Okay, they ain't played the chant. Come on, like, give me the chant. That's all I want.
Tonight I have the leading voices of the day. This vote, I respect it. I really do. That was many of the Democrats, many of those people that voted for it, thank them because they did the right thing for our country.
All right, I'm gonna try to find the send her back. That's all I want is a send her back chant. That's all I need. Why is that so hard to find? There we go. You can barely hear it, but I'll move on. I'm gonna do a video about that tomorrow, and I promise when it plays tomorrow, you're gonna hear that sound in full 1080 PhD. How about that? Twitter's garbage, and the new layout I'm not really a fan of, but it is what it is. It might grow on me a little bit. All right, let's get back to the calls. 408 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, this is Tara from the Bay Area. How you doing?
Everything's good. Can't complain.
Good. Hey, so I wanted to know what you think Trump should do about the ASAP Rocky situation. Do you think that he should bail him out? Should he intervene? I mean, he's done it before, and I feel like people still call him racist and still have criticisms about him no matter what he does.
Well, I think he should do it because of the fact that the situation, just by seeing it on camera, it was wrong what happened to him. I mean, he's defending himself. The people were, harassing him, and he'll do a lot of things by doing that. The first thing, you're just doing the right thing because you got an American over there. You're unjustly detained in the prison. But the second thing is he'll show what's happening right now in Sweden with the migration crisis. The media wants to try to cover that up. In Sweden, they want to cover it up as well. But when you do something like that, it puts a highlight on the whole situation. And that might actually help Sweden to try and fix some of their problems. So that'd be good for the world and Sweden and America. And then on top of that, some people are going to say, oh, he's still a racist, he's still a white supremacist or whatever, but some are going to see that and be like, you know what? I like what he did there. I can't deny it. He's freeing black folks from jail, like Anne-Marie Johnson and many other people. He helped the basketball players in China. He's a good guy. He's doing the right thing. So you may have some people that still feel the way they feel in a negative way, but others who start to change their mind and come over to Trump.
That's true, and I feel like that's how people feel when they listen to you. And you know, there's a much more bigger voice than people think. I think that in these smaller groups, there are people who definitely are listening and they're seeing what's going on. And I just wanted to hear your take on that. But we definitely appreciate what you do and your voice, and keep going, man.
Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Great call. Yeah. Free ASAP Rocky. Get him out of jail. That whole thing was crazy. I mean, you got these guys following you for what? And then that one guy wants to hit the security guard in the head with the headphones and then be like, oh, you broke my headphones. It's like, if I punch you in the face and break my hand, it's like, oh, you broke my hand. It's like, what? You did that. I didn't do that. I'm minding my business. And now they're in jail for the whole situation. Nah, get him out. Get him out of jail. And that's going to really just, reveal the whole situation that's happening right now. 100%. All right. Hold on. Lolly, I know I butchered your name. I'm sorry. Lolly Katal says, Boyce Watkins said it was white people who attacked ASAP because Sweden is literally white. I'm telling you, like, people just don't understand what's happening in the world. They don't know. Boyce Watkins don't know what's going on in Sweden. He knew what's going on right here in America. You thinking about ABBA and the old school stuff, the blonde hair, blue eye, the Ivan Drago, Dolph Lundgren. Because Dolph Lundgren, Ivan Drago is not Russian, he's Sweden, but that's a different story. He's Swedish, not Russian. You're thinking about guys like that, the big 6 foot tall, blonde hair, blue eye. You ain't thinking about Akbar and all them that came as refugees. If you're going to come to a country, come the right way. It don't matter where you're from. You could come from Afghanistan as a legitimate immigrant and be just fine. But when you come as a refugee and you just flooding the country, and no education, unrefined, you're going to cause problems. People in the place in a first world nation are raised in a certain way. They behave a certain way. When you infuse third world into that, it's going to cause conflict right away. They live in their own little enclaves in Stockholm, Malmö, other places, and they just cause problems. You have no-go zones, not only for people that are ethnically Jewish, but also women that want to just wear regular clothes. If you don't have on the, the full trash bag with the mailbox slit, then you can't go there. If you are a police officer, you can't go there because they're going to attack you right away. And you live in a country where you can't even defend yourself, even as a police officer. So, yeah, it's a big-time problem. So when Trump does that, it'll reveal all that to the world. And it's needed. But let me get to my next call.
There are people.
All right, calling the line, 737.
Sorry about that. Oh man, I've been trying to actually use two phones so that I could call at the same, so I could know which one would call.
All right.
Skype system is, and I always do that. The Skype system is just more complicated. Anyways, I want to educate you on something. And chat, hear me out loud. Can I do something with the chat real quick?
Uh-oh. Okay. I mean, if it's crazy, I gotta mute you. But let's hear it.
All right. I'm gonna ask the chat. How many of you know of the Suit riots? Press 1 if you have heard of the Suit riots. Press 0 if you never even heard of that. The Suit riots. I'm gonna check the chat. Hold on.
All right. Suit riots. I think I've heard of that before.
Yeah.
Now I don't know what it is.
Okay, the Suit riots was basically the beginning of mass territorial gang activity from Mexicans, or more specifically, it was the Mexican Americans, right? In the United States. Now, why is this important? Because now I'm seeing people argue their way out and use the Suit riots as a way to justify illegal immigration. Now, you're all wondering what happened during the Suit riots. Okay, so basically a bunch of Latino children, right? Apparently 500 plus, and there was like 500 plus arrested. Not all of them were Hispanic, but the majority were Hispanic. And so what happened? So basically, the Latino youth, as they say, they were stripped, they were assaulted, they were arrested, and so forth. And this happened, I think, during World War II, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And now I haven't seen anyone use this argument, but I have seen people try to argue their way out and saying that the suit riots are one of the reasons why people think the United States must have a mass imperialism of Hispanics, if you get what I mean.
Okay.
And I think it's ridiculous because the suit riots, anyways, they were not started because of hatred of Mexicans. It was just a World War II issue, basically speaking.
You said it was a what now?
It was a World War II issue, technically speaking. It wasn't
World
like
War II issue. Okay.
Yeah, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to mark this as an event in which the so-called Hispanics suffer, mass brutality and so forth. Like, it wasn't an attempt at that. Yes, a good chunk of Hispanics were arrested and all that, but the main cause, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the main cause was because of a verbal agreement between the Los Angeles Police Department and basically some gangs, the Pachuco gangs.
Okay.
So I just wanted I wanted to know if you all knew about the suit riots, because watch, they're gonna start using the suit riots as a way to justify illegal immigration, Hispanic imperialism, and all of that crazy stuff. Are you surprised that that will be the next argument? I
mean, it makes sense because they're gonna try to use anything they can. They'll say, "Oh, America's racist. They're imperialists. They marginalize us. They're anything they can, even if it makes no sense. They're gonna try to use it to justify what's happening right now. So I would not be surprised if they did that.
Right, and then also, I mean, this also goes back to the theory: why did most riots happen in Democrat-run cities? I wonder.
Well, good point.
Yeah, it's like the Democrats like to create this bubble problem, right? I think Democrats are the ones perpetuating the criminality of minority groups. It's not conservatives. Right. You don't see conservatives. Yeah, you don't see conservatives going around saying that, we want to try to maintain the criminality profile of many certain ethnic minority groups, and they just create this bubble of criminality, and then they use that bubble to victimize minorities even further down. You get where I'm coming from, right?
I'm with you.
So yeah, just wanted to educate you on that. Look up on the city riots more if you guys want to know. Well, that's kind of where the majority of Hispanic activism began in the United States, if you think about it.
Wait, man, thank you for the call. I definitely appreciate it. That's some good information right there.
No, man, anytime.
All right, now, take care.
Take care, you too.
All right, so shout out to him. I had no idea what that really was. I heard about it, the Zoot Suit riots, but I never knew what it was. I heard it in the song, but I didn't know that was a real thing. So shout out to him. Learned something new today. I'll look forward to that for sure. To learning more about that. All right, let me think. I think Trump will intervene on the ASAP Rocky thing. You already had the State Department involved. Mike Pompeo has been briefed about it. So I think Trump may get involved. I think it's like 50-50 right now. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. All right, call you on the line, 470. Hold on. Before you start, hold on. Before you start, turn your speakers in the background for me, please.
Okay, I'll turn them off. I got you.
All right.
All right, man. My name is Jay, man, and I'm just a ordinary person, man, and I'm looking at everything from a perspective, and I just ain't, man. They're not embarrassed about how they making us look. You know what I mean? With some man, I have never, being black and hearing black people talk about Trump, it makes me mad sometimes because I sit and listen to it, man, and I try my hardest to see, but bro, I ain't heard Trump say nothing bad about black people no more. So that's what I'm trying to understand is how is in my community and people that's around, how is he racist toward us? Can you help me figure that out?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out too, man. If you know, let me know, because I'm not heard anything. I'm seeing positive things. I'm seeing black folks get released from jail that Barack Obama did not want to release. I'm seeing all kind of stuff. You know, you got the opportunity zones. I'm seeing things. I'm seeing him open the doors to black folks. It's like, okay, whatever you're trying to get done, let's talk about it. Kanye went to the White House. Leaders of the HBCUs went to the White House. Bob Johnson went to the White House. It seemed like he wants everybody to try to come in and present something to him, and he's actually making things happen. It's not just, a photo op. So I don't see where this whole charged racism comes from. It's really not coming from anywhere other than people that just want to say that to make people feel intimidated.
And then you see why I was kind of like hesitating because I didn't want to be as nothing, but I'm not going to lie. I'm from the hood, but I got some sense. You know what I mean? I've done some things and I've been around. And I'm not a political person because I would always tell myself that I do not want to be responsible for anything that is about to go on because we as people it says, we falling for anything. You know what I mean? We ain't standing for nothing no more. You know what I mean? Make America great again, man. Black people, whatever y'all want to make is what y'all want to make it. Mm-hmm. But what I remember is, man, going playing baseball games. I'm hitting the ball over the fence. My little cousin's running and getting the balls and turning the balls in for snow cones. Stuff like that. Fireworks outside. You can sit outside and chill with your family. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Man, that's what yes, it was stuff that went on, and yes, all of that, we do know that. But now, outside of all that, man, all that racism stuff, man, children can't even sit outside no more because they're being abducted. They're being snatched up. You know what I mean? All this fighting going on, everybody doing all this arguing back and forth, bickering, you know what I mean? And if the man the president, the man the president. You know what I mean? That's what that is. But it seems like instead of touching the main issues, which it seems like he's getting down to, it just seems like the more and more he get to the point, the more and more y'all start arguing. And I'm just a normal person I'm not even trying to understand what y'all going through, but I'm looking at the basic facts of everything, how my people was like, man, Bill Clinton, that's the black man's president. And this man was on the plane with Epstein so many times, he shouldn't have been there. But the black people labeled this as their president. You know what I mean? Damn, excuse my language, these black people, you know what I mean? You done tried so much. This man ain't said nothing about us, man. Try some Trump. You done tried everything else, and I ain't racist or none of that, man. I ain't seen nothing the man said racist toward black. Somebody got to tell me. Somebody got to get in the ring with me on this one, because the man ain't literally said I ain't heard blah 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 this that racist. Everything is racist. Everything is hate. Everything. And you know what? I got to give a man his credit. Where I come from, we scrap, we fight. The man fighting hard. Anybody else would have gave up. You know what I mean? Because it seems like everybody has given up. And I don't want to get too deep, but Epstein, I can't wait till these names pop out. If this is what's going down, I can't wait till these names pop out. None of this would not happen if this man hadn't stepped in the fold. Seemed like all this was swept under the dust. Or is this why they persecuting this man? Because some people's names gonna pop up.
And you know that because the thing about Epstein, because look at this though, because what if Hillary Clinton would have won? Epstein and Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton's husband, they were real tight. Hey, you wouldn't have heard nothing about it because if Epstein goes down, her husband goes down, and that will not happen under Hillary Clinton.
Man, this it's crazy, and man, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous, and this is nobody has said, but this is just me. You know what I mean? That the power outage and this just stuff that pops in my mind, man. You know what I mean? Coming from the hood, this me. If I don't want you to say something, or somebody don't want you to say something, they coming to get you. I don't look for Epstein to live too long. Because they got to get him before he get too much stuff out of his mouth. And I ain't nobody. I'm just a product of my environment. That seabed and was blessed with a mother who's now gone on. You know what I mean? I cried a many nights because I was in a situation that didn't make it to her funeral. But this sitting still and talking and getting back to myself, getting back to my roots, and no matter what everybody say, man, God is God. You know what I mean? That's what I'm from. God is God. I don't know what religion y'all is, but I know I'm from God. You know what I mean? That's me right there. I got back to it and I got to looking, man. And it's just simple stuff that they are doing, but everything has been made so complex that we missing out on the simple things. Everybody trying to be so smart, so give them what they want. And they undercutting us, man. Get hit us with 52 fakes left and right. You know what I mean? If you could just sit down and listen to your actual sense and actually listen to yourself, man, you can see it. But everybody too tied up, contradicting themselves in arguments, trying to overdo the next man and don't realize they lying repeatedly, contradicting themselves. Man, y'all, all of that's good and fine and dandy, but people still out there dying. You know?
Right. That's right.
So, man, bro, thank you. And, man, y'all, man, I don't know. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. I'm talking about for everybody, man. Black, white, green, brown, cats, dogs, chickens, ducks, everything. This is embarrassing, man. I'm proud to be an American, but this got to get sorted out. Y'all got to do better than this. We got to do better than this. All of this going on, man. Kids, they on the island. You know what I mean? Just how did we miss this? How do we miss this? Huh?
I can't even call it, man. But hopefully, you know, all of that gonna come to an end pretty soon.
Man, yeah, man. And thank you, man. I'm a real product of. I'm an American.
That's right.
And I'm telling y'all, from being an American, and I'm a black American, and I'm not gonna lie to you, the N-word don't affect me no more, because if you want to be honest, that's what everybody acting like right now. If you really want to talk about it, let's talk about it. So that word don't affect me no more. So we all on the same level. But I'm an American, and y'all, why all this going on, we still out here bleeding, we still out here dying. And I'm saying we as a people. So man, y'all, come on, man, let's do something better, because this. It's pressure and pressure busting pipes. People killing themselves. Prescriptions getting given out so they can go ahead and kill themselves. Bro, this is what y'all don't know. But we do. And it's just for everybody, man. Man, stay vigilant, because, man, there's a lot going on. There's a lot to take in. And from taking in and not being a political person, and to see that y'all is doing the same thing that goes on in neighborhoods every day, just on a crazier level, with people coming up missing and disappearing. I'm going to leave that be. But y'all doing the same thing that the hood goes through. So, you know, we kind of like what, you know, but man, thank you, man. And y'all, you know, and I'm not just saying the hood. I don't want to just put that out there, man. I'm sorry. I'm talking about for Americans, but I'm from that place, but man, y'all just come on, man. We hurting, and it ain't just y'all and y'all arguments. It can be that, but when you lay down at night, you don't think about us. You can say that you think about us, but you don't. Y'all don't visit the spots. Y'all have security where you won't get touched.
That's right.
Talk to some of these people. We all ain't bad. We just can't get to y'all because it won't let us. So man, like, come to us, talk to us. Y'all ain't talking to us. Y'all are not talking to us. Y'all talking to them. Talk to us. We people too.
That's right.
It's trickling down on us. You know what I mean, man? But once again, man, let me go. But thank you, man. Once again, man, thank you. Thank you so much, man. And man, for sure, bro. And lock my number in, man. Bro, I just be needing somebody to talk to. You know what I mean? Because I've been through a lot, man. I've seen a lot, and bro, I listen to you, and I've been talking back and forth, but just listening to you and seeing you and looking at you, man, you smart. You know what I mean? And you let people talk, and you listen to them. And if you listen to people a lot of time, they'll cross themselves trying to make themselves look good, and you just really want to know the truth. And I get a kick out of that when you do. You know what I mean? So, hey, man, stay vigilant, and man, and like Man, man, God bless America. My home, sweet home, man. And that's how I feel. And y'all be easy, man.
All right, thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate it. You got to call back sometime too. This is only my my show number. So whenever you want to call back when I'm doing the show, call on in, man. Love to have you.
All right, man. No problem, bro. Be easy.
All right, now take care.
One.
All right, shout out to the caller. Great call. Hey, first time caller, wreck the show, man. Hey, I love it. And I'm getting more and more of those kind of calls. People calling in and just being real. It's like, you're tired of this stuff. You're tired of people embarrassing the nation, the black community. Just really embarrassing, really silly, soft stuff. It's like, man, we got to get beyond that and just get to some real deal facts. So shout out to the caller. And I fixed my microphone, so the sound should be better. Shout out to somebody who said that the sound was kind of low. Hopefully the sound is good now. Yeah. But that was a great call. But we got a lot more on the line. I'm going to try to get to everybody as soon as I can. 708, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, this is Jacoby Palmer.
All righty. What's going on?
Yeah, I want to speculate on the squad. I was listening to the comments that was made on your show earlier. Just gonna cut right to the chase. 90% of the politicians, I can't say 100%, but I'll throw a number out there that's probably right in the middle. 90% of politicians are for sale. That AOC and the rest of the squad is pushing is probably backed by somebody that got money. That want to push their agendas. That's mostly how most politicians work. And just from my own opinion, my own assertion, I think that the situation with they pushing the thing for open borders and abolishing ICE or something like that, I believe they probably being paid by like maybe a super PAC or something like that from Mexico or maybe a Spanish coalition or something like that, or it could be George Soros, who really knows, but I know some money is involved. That's pushing them to push whoever's narrative. I don't think it's basically their narrative. And then the other part I wanted to speculate on was the thing where they wanted to abolish ICE and they wanted to push for open borders. If you someone that's an elected official and you take an oath to the Constitution, in the Constitution there is a section in the Constitution that says that I support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against foreign and domestic invasion. So if they pushing for open borders, just from what's required to become a politician by taking the oath to the United States Constitution, they've already committed treason. So I just like to put that out there as well. And then the thing with the thing with socialism, what a lot of people don't understand about socialism is they have to look at that one definition in socialism, which is called control the means of production. So whereby they're telling you they're giving you something free, but they in the process they're gonna be able to control the means of your production. So if you somebody that make $100,000 a year, you might as well kiss your $100,000 a year goodbye. You're gonna be making more, maybe like 45, and they're gonna control the other part. So I know a lot of people, they get caught up in the narrative where they hear the word free and they hear all these pie in the sky promises and stuff like that. If, as we was taught as when we were younger, there's nothing free. Anytime somebody give me you something for free, it's some type of strings attached to it. So I just wanted to just speculate on that, speculate on that as well. And then also wanted to speculate on the on how Trump is standing his ground. And I appreciate the fact that that Trump is standing his ground and he exposing them for who they are. It's not a thing about racism and a thing about racism or whatever that is, but the part that kills me the most with people when they talk about racism is this here. I know it's the issue as far as like white, black, the rainbow people that live in the United States of America, but I'm gonna just speak from a black and a white issue because I'm African American and I got friends that's white. So this is how I gauge racism. If you have a white friend, that's a net positive. If you know somebody that's Caucasian that don't care too much for black people, that's their First Amendment right. They have the freedom to associate with whoever. So I never gauge anybody if they like me or not. If you like me, that's a net positive. If you Caucasian, and if you Caucasian, if you don't like me, then that's your First Amendment right to associate with whoever. So I don't look at people from a race standpoint. I don't grade people, and I don't believe in racism and bigotry and all that, because that's somebody's opinion. That's their opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. They have, and that's their title. They are entitled to associate and be in a circle around whoever they want to. So I just don't understand why it's a big thing centered around race. Race this and race that, and they don't like me because of this and they don't like me because of that. In the United States of America, it's basically more or less about what you can produce. Like if you got money, you got money. If you don't got money, then it ain't no fault of nobody else's. You're in control of your own car, and you drive your car where you want to. If you want to drive 30 miles per hour, you can drive 30 miles per hour. If you want to drive 50 miles per hour, you can drive 50 miles per hour. So you're in control of your own destiny. I was speaking with someone about that the other day, and they was talking about, it's this person's fault why I'm where I'm at, and it's that person's fault because they're blocking me from doing this. I said, no, it's not nobody blocking what you're doing. I said, you live in the United States of America. You live in the greatest country in the world, and if you make the proper decision and if you got a plan, you can do anything you want to. So I wouldn't say blame it on anybody but yourself, because you're in control of your own destiny. So I just wanted to give you a call, and I just wanted to speculate and put that out there for your listening audience.
All right, thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Okay, I appreciate ABL. And when you go live again, I'm gonna call you back again.
Hey, man, love it, man. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
All right, man. Great call. A lot of good information tonight. Shout out to everybody calling in. Definitely appreciate y'all. The number to call is 434-658-1220. But let me get to some super chats right quick. I'm going to read those off, and then we get to the next calls. We got about an hour left. This show, if you're just now tuning in, is from 8 p.m. Eastern to 11 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday and Saturday night. So thank you to Kim B for the donation, who says, while Trump distracted all with quote-unquote racist tweets, he ended asylum at the border with nobody noticing. Ha. There you go. Thank you for the donation. Definitely appreciate you. Thank you to Liza Jean, who says, best caller I've heard in months. Yeah, that was my man that called before this guy. Thank you, Liza Jean, for the donation. Definitely appreciate you. And that was a great call. Thank you to Jonestown Autopsy, who says, CNN is reporting that border agents illegally detained Chupacabra today near El Paso. AOC says racism at play. That is hilarious. Shout out to the Chupacabras. Hey, they doing a good job out there catching the monsters, man. The superheroes couldn't do it, so hey, somebody got to do it. But thank you for the donation. Thank you to Kim B, who says, watch YouTube video, The Islamic State of Sweden by Paul Joseph Watson. Hey, that was a good video. I've seen that. I did one similar to that. I may put that back on. I had it privated for a little bit. I may bring that back. I did a couple. One had like over 1 million views and one had like 400,000. But yeah, that was a very good video. Thank you to Jonestown Autopsy again, who says, Sir Mix-a-Lot had Ayanna Pressley in mind. Thank you for the donation. Thank you to my man Sushi, who says Cherie Murray will be running against AOC in New York City. She just announced that she is running. Looks like AOC is going to be in trouble because this lady is sharp. Hey, we're definitely going to see what's happening. I think there's going to be a lot of competition against her. But what I want is a person on the left to run. Let a liberal run to try and get her out of there, because I don't want it to be one-sided where it's loaded on the Republican side, but nobody on the other side. So thank you for the donation. Definitely appreciate it. And what else we got? Thank you to Tyler Colors, who says, why is the media calling Kamala black? Well, she identifies as black, so I guess all that really matters now. You could be white as snow. You could be Sean King and be referred to as a black person, although everybody know you white. But thank you for the donation. Thank you to Mandatory Carry, who says, keep fighting. Hey, will do, man. Thank you for your donation. Thank you to Tsunami, who says, under the Wakanda Sea, with the little music notes. Thank you for that. He also says, I'm still waiting for the third Bill and Ted film. And that's coming out. They're already filming that. Keanu Reeves and the other guy, I forget his name. Thank you to, who else? I think that's it. Thank you to Andrew J for the donation. Definitely appreciate you. All right, I'm caught back up. Let's get back to the calls. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Let me get to the next call. All right, call you on the line, 323.
Yo, ABL.
Yeah, what's happening?
Hello?
Yeah.
What's good, man? It's Snap Turtle.
Snap Turtle, what's going on?
Not much, man. You know, I was listening to that caller earlier talking about Israel.
Yeah.
And I feel like he was trying to hit on something, but he just didn't know how to articulate what's really going on with that. Let me ask you something. If I said Jews own a lot of property, would you say that that's anti-Semitic?
No.
Okay, so when Jay-Z made that song, Still the N-Word, or whatever it's called, he said something about Jews owning a lot of property and, you know, using it as an example of how black people can do the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they came for his neck with some anti-Semitic stuff, okay? Now, if somebody said, black people are lazy, and we try to get mad about it, we'd be laughed out of the room. Oh, y'all are sensitive, and this, that, and the third. So,
well, I think it depends on who says it. It really does. It depends on who says it and the situation.
Right, absolutely. But when it comes to Israel, right? When it comes to Israel, if you're not Israeli or a Jew, and you say anything about a Jew or an Israeli without a cosign from a Jew or an Israeli, they are coming for your neck, talking about anti-Semitic this and anti-Semitic that. Okay, and now another issue is you have lawmakers talking about outlawing anti-Semitism. Okay, that is a huge problem. When you're talking about they determine that you're being anti-Semitic. They're talking about locking people up for that very reason. And, you know, when he was talking about super PACs and all this other stuff, like, that's just superficial. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like you said, like, that's not really the real issue here, because what we're talking about is Israel is very powerful, right? They may not be as powerful as the United States, but they're very powerful, okay? And my other question would be, do we know who would you want to outsource the government cybersecurity network?
That's kind of tricky, but I would not want to, no.
No. So guess who does operate? Guess who operates and runs our cybersecurity network?
Who, Israel?
Israel.
Okay.
Yes. So Israel operates and runs a vast majority of our cybersecurity network, and many other countries as well. And they are also pushing for a lot of war in the Middle East. As a matter of fact, they're trying to have an empire in the Middle East. These are all verifiable facts. And not only that, they're developing. You know about 5G, right?
Yeah.
The 5G network. See, these are things that really scare me about what Israel may be capable of.
But is that China? It's really China behind that, and with the whole Huawei situation. That's why there's a fight going on with Huawei. You know, they're developing 5G right now in China.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. In Japan, in China, in North Korea, or not in South Korea, but they've been developing that type of technology out there for years, and the birth rates are so low, it's ridiculous because of all the technology. Now,
in China,
there is,
in China,
no. In China they've been had birth rate problems, but I'm talking about Korea and Japan. Now, see, there is an umbrella.
But I mean, I don't mean to cut you off, but it's like I keep hearing about Israel and what they're doing, but how is it really affecting us in a negative way to really be concerned about it?
Because they're constantly trying to drag us into war. They're constantly trying to drag us into war, and listen. It doesn't matter what country it is. I don't want any other country other than our own having access to the back door of our cybersecurity network for our government, for the Pentagon, for the FBI, for the CIA. Like, why is that happening? You know, see, that's negative all in and of itself, because it's not secure to us. You understand what I'm saying? And it's really about the wars in the Middle East that they're trying to drag us into. They're constantly antagonizing other countries. Now,
so
no
but
country
I got to ask you
in the
this
Middle
though.
East is perfect.
I got to ask you this: is
Go ahead.
it just them trying to antagonize?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay.
No. It's also some of us, some of the Trump administration, as you well know.
Well, how about Iran?
Well, you know, Iran, they're a huge part of the problem too. See, they're a huge part of the problem. Okay? And this stuff in the Middle East has been boiling over for a long time. Okay, there's a great number of players involved.
How long has there been fighting right there in that part of the world?
Oh, thousands of years.
Right. So it's like, you know, this ain't nothing new. They've been fighting since the beginning of man.
Yes. Right. But see, you have us over here, right? We're not part of the Middle East. They've been fighting since the beginning of man, but what do we have to do with it? They have tribal wars all the time, right? In Yemen, they have tribal wars and all that other stuff all the time. It's very dangerous. I would say Yemen is the most dangerous place in the Middle East. It's just crazy, right? But the issue is Israel and other countries. I'm not just, what I'm pointing out is who is essentially dragging us into these wars. Okay,
it's a lot of countries that are trying to, you know, you had the entire Middle East,
Saudi Arabia.
The thing is, you have people in America that can either buy into it or not. They can try to do whatever they want, but that's the prerogative to try. You know, you can right. ask anybody anything. You can say, "Hey, can I get $1 million?" I could say yes or no. That's up to me to decide it. Now, what I like from Trump is that he is not getting into the foreign wars.
And,
you know,
and that's what I like, and I like that too. I like that he's not buying into that, even against the wishes of Pompeo and Bolton. Like, those guys, they're itching, okay? But like you said, Trump is not going for it. So, but that doesn't negate issues that we might have with Israel. If Trump is resisting, then that's just him resisting. That doesn't mean that. I'm not saying that Trump is a Zionist shield. I don't necessarily believe that. As a matter of fact, do you remember when he first came into office? He was a little critical of Israel. Remember that?
Well, I don't know what he said.
I don't remember exactly, but I do remember reading about that. I remember when he first came into office, he was saying he was being critical of Israel, not really dissing them, but they came for his, like, everybody was on him at that point. It's a hot button topic. If you talk about Israel in any way, there could be problems for you. And like I said, you said, how can it impact us negatively? If they pass these types of laws where they say if you're anti-Semitic, you can do time and be fined, then that's a huge problem, because no other so-called protected class gets that kind of concession in the legislature.
Well, if you do something to somebody that's LGBT, that's, you know, you got hate crime laws. I think that. I don't mean to cut you, but I gotta get to some more calls. What I want to say is that. All right. I don't like when people try to, like, just single out the whole Israel thing, because I see more important things than that we got to do with right now in America. And then the whole thing about freedom of speech, that should be where it's couched. You shouldn't be sent to the penitentiary because you said something bad about somebody that's Jewish or whatever their protected class is. So, you know, they're doing that right now in Canada. If you're LGBT or something like that, you might get sent to jail or have a fine. I don't think anything like that should happen.
No, exactly. No one, I know you got to get to other calls, but no one, if you say something about another class or group, there should be no, like, legislative consequences for that. I mean, free speech is free speech, or it should be free speech. So Anyway, I'm going to let you get back to it, man. Good convo.
All right. Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, man. Bye.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Yeah, the whole thing with Israel, I'm just not a fan of the subject, because it's like, I feel like it's pointless, really, honestly. But shout out to everybody on the line. The number to call is 434-658-1220. And if you've just now come in, please hit the like button, share, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I'd appreciate it if you did so. All right, Nippin, what's happening?
Not much. How you doing? Let me just mute your stream. Oh, I paused it by accident.
All right, but can you hear me though?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, so you good. What's happening?
There's a lot of distractions in the background. So, yeah, something's now happening in the UK with soccer as well now, apparently.
So what happened? What's going on with that?
Now, well, actually, not so much the UK, but have you heard of an award called the Ballon d'Or?
No.
It's basically an award given to the best soccer, the best player, the soccer player that has had the best season.
Okay.
So basically, they've gone all SJW. Now it's not the Ballon d'Or that's gone SJW. A lot of supporters of a certain, like a lot of football players and a lot of, these individual players have fan clubs.
Okay.
Now they claim that he's not being, they claim that this footballer is not being considered for the Ballon d'Or because he's black, even though he's in the top 5 of, he's in the short list of being nominated. And they're claiming that, he's black, he won't even get nominated, he's being overlooked, he's done so much for his country and his club. He's not being overlooked, they're just basically, it's the fans going SJW, not the Football Association itself.
Right.
So, yeah. And some more news in England. We will find out who our next Prime Minister will be. I believe it's on the 22nd of June.
So is it going to be Boris Johnson?
Most likely.
I mean, is there a chance it couldn't be? I mean, why would he not become the next Prime Minister?
I don't think that. I think he will. He has too much support.
Right.
Most of them support him. I mean, whoever Trump supports turns to gold.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Right, like for example, when he campaigned for John Cox, back when California were having, sham gubernatorial. Yeah, I'm saying sham because we all knew who the winner was going to be.
Right.
But when the voting started, John Cox was actually winning for like a few hours.
Okay.
And I haven't been able to keep up with the videos this week.
Have you seen any of the Trump rallies today?
No, I was too busy.
Now there was a certain
gym.
There was you in the gym getting right, but there was a certain part of the rally where he was talking about Ilhan Omar, and then the crowd.
Oh yeah, I remember now that she needs to go back to her country. Wait, wasn't she born in the States?
Nah, she was born in Somalia.
Yeah, but
and she's a refugee. She came here when she was 10 years old to flee.
Oh, she's not a natural born citizen?
No.
Oh, okay, yeah, then she can be deported.
That's possible.
Yeah, but the problem is, you know what? The term refugee has been taken out of context.
Yeah, you think so?
Refugees are people who come to seek. They're not refugees. They're invaders.
Well, I think she was a legitimate refugee, but a lot of people that are coming here now from the southern border illegally are invaders.
Wait, if she came legally, why do we all want her out?
Because of how she's behaving. You know, did you see that speech where she said some people did something, speaking about 9/11? I mean, stuff like that is like, okay, what are you really doing? If you don't like this country, if
She's
you have,
inciting terrorism. The squad incites terrorism.
there you go. You got
They
it.
incite violence towards the right.
You got it.
Look, I do not want to see. Look, she's young right now, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Yeah.
I can see her running for president in the future. I do not want her anywhere near the White House.
Yeah, I hear you.
Same way if she was running for, well, you can't run for prime minister per se. It's slightly different in the UK. You have to run for your party's leadership, and then you have to challenge the opposing party's leader in a general elect. It's very complicated here. You can't be any old person. You have to be an established politician to run for prime minister, basically.
Right.
Which is a shame.
I mean, I'm
For
with you.
example, if I was in the States, I could run for mayor, because and not be a politician.
That's right. You could be just a regular Joe off the street and just become the mayor, do whatever. The only thing you couldn't do is become the president, because you got to be natural born.
Or vice president, because in case something happens to the president.
That's right. But if you want to go in there and be a senator or a mayor or whatever, go for it.
Awesome. But then what happens if you somehow become president pro tempore? What happens to the line of succession then?
That's a good question.
Because then you're third.
I think that you might not be able to become president pro tempore if you were not a natural born citizen.
Oh.
Because there might be a selection process for that.
Oh, okay. Do you think... So yeah, what's this Rocky in Sweden? Apparently I saw the video, but I didn't get a chance to view it.
Okay, A$AP Rocky is a rapper here in America, and he went to Sweden for a music festival. He was just walking around Stockholm, and some of those migrant guys came up on him. They were following him for a long time, and then eventually one of the guys takes his headphones off his head and hits his bodyguard with the headphones and breaks him. And they continued to follow him around, and then it got to a point where the guy that was following them got beat down by A$AP Rocky and his people. So now A$AP Rocky's in jail in Sweden, and he's facing 6 years in the penitentiary. Correct.
For protecting himself.
Correct.
Wow.
Hey, that's Sweden for you.
I'm sorry, but he had every right to protect himself.
Hey, but
I mean, I would do the same thing if I was getting continuously beaten up on the streets.
Hey, that's Sweden for you. That's what's happening.
I bet even if I use this bottle to hit someone, I get arrested for it.
And it's crazy.
It's not even a weapon that can kill you.
But see, the problem is that Sweden wants to not have anybody talk about that migrant problem they got. They're trying to put it under the rug, like it's not there. But the reason why this happened is because you got a bunch of uneducated people coming from the third world, flooding their country and doing things like this. Not only did they follow A$AP and then attack the security guard, they were also smacking girls' butts because it was a music festival there. They were molesting girls. So these guys just bad news all the way around. But A$AP Rocky's in jail.
Why? Free him.
Yeah, free A$AP.
Oh, someone just threw something in the chat about Tommy Robinson, and he got jailed for asking a question.
Now, my question is, how long is he going to be in jail? Like, I'm seeing different things. I'm seeing 2 months, 6 months, a year. How long is it?
They want him. The UK government want him dead. Basically, that's what they're doing.
Now, I heard that he got put into a high Muslim population part of the jail or prison. Have you heard about that?
I heard about that. And I'm really praying for him. # justice for Tommy.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, he should leave. He should leave the country and come to the States. He'll be treated much better here, and he can run for, like, a local office.
Right. That's right. So I think that's pretty much it, man. We right around 10-minute mark right here.
Are we?
Yes, we are, man. Time flies when you're having fun.
Wow. Because I was going to say something else about the squad. Yeah. Trump made a tweet saying, if you don't like it over here, then leave.
That's right.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. Like, say, for example, someone comes to my house, or even my room for that matter. They say, your room is dirty. I don't like your room. I was like, there's so many other places in my house you can go to.
That's right. That's right.
So, yeah, he's right. If you don't like the country, then you can leave. Go back to the hellhole you came from.
1,000%. I mean, that's not a racist thing to say.
Exactly. I bet any country would do that. I bet even Mexico would say, if you don't like our country, which a lot of people don't, you can leave. Everyone would say that, not just Trump. Theresa May said it when in the UK. All the prime ministers before her said it.
That's right.
But because she's a moderate and they're not right wing, everyone's okay with it.
There you go, Nipin. Well, we got to get to some more calls because we've been on for a while. But thank you for the call as always, man. Definitely appreciate you.
It was nice speaking to you, ABL.
Oh, absolutely, man.
I shall speak to you on Sunday.
All right. Sunday, your time. Saturday, my time. Got you, boss.
Yeah. I shall see you then.
All right, now. Take care.
Peace.
All right. Thank you to Nipin for the call. Definitely appreciate him as always. Now, I think I found that send her back. If I can get like some good audio, that'd be great. But let me see what it'll do here. Let's see.
Omar blamed the United States for the crisis in Venezuela. I mean, think of that one. And she looks down with contempt on the hard-working Americans, saying that ignorance is pervasive in many parts of this country. And obviously and importantly, Omar has a history of launching vicious anti-Semitic screeds.
Send her back. Send her back. Hilarious.
And she talked.
Hey, I was chanting that in my living room when I heard that. I was send her back. If I was in the rally, oh my goodness. Like, hey, if you're not been to a Trump rally, I don't care if you're a Trump fan or not, just go to the rally. Have some fun. It's a beautiful experience, man. Just to be in there, it's like being at a rap concert. But yeah, a lot of patriotism. Everybody's super nice. So hopefully the sound was all right. You guys are able to hear that. Send her back. But let me get to my next call here. All right, call you on the line, 443.
I had you on the computer too. Hello?
Yes.
This is Mike from Baltimore. This just a reply to the dude that was talking about Israel. Yes, we take up for Israel because Israel is actually our military in the Middle East. We're actually the ones that's paying for the military there. That's why we spent $8 billion with them on their military.
That's right. I mean, it's a perfect location. I mean, if we can do whatever we want from right there. So if Iran or Iraq or anybody wants to get out of control, the military's right there. What are you going to do?
Exact. As far as them integrating with cyber intelligence, no, we have our own intelligence. We use them because they're our ally.
That's
and
right.
I just researched the 5G network. The only other place that's researching 5G network is China.
That's right.
I just went on. It's China, and they stole our intellectual technology to companies that's going there and making stuff there. Since Apple, Google, and other companies that goes there, they have to have information about their technology from the companies.
That's right.
So I'm not understanding that whole thing. Now, do I think Israel was the best place? No.
Right.
But without America, it would be no Israel.
Yeah.
So that, and for them poor girls, I'm just waiting for them to get on stage and start twerking.
Yeah.
Because that's what they acting like. It's like you're in Congress, but you're acting so ghetto.
Right.
Use some common sense. At least have a conversation. Republicans and Democrats are not going to agree on any and everything. But you're supposed to meet in the middle ground. And if you're not meeting in the middle ground, you're not doing nothing for your country. Or the constituents that voted you in.
Right.
So it's just ridiculous. Now, do I think President Trump's the best president? Right now, in my lifetime, kind of. But do I agree with everything he's doing? No.
I mean, I think the main thing here is that nobody is perfect, and nobody can be perfect. Right.
Yeah, exactly. But if we're not meeting in the middle to solve problems and stuff, nothing will get done. You got these same 4 people that say it's a crisis at the border, but these same 4 people voted not to give no money to the border.
Right.
So, how are you solving anything? Drinking out of a toilet? No, you're drinking out of the water fountain over top of the toilet, dumbass. Excuse my language. I'm sorry.
Right.
Come on now. The same toilets are in every jail in America.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking about, because it's like, okay, they're worried about the way the toilet is, how it has a sink on top, but that's in every jail in America. So now all of a sudden that's a problem. You want to talk about that now, but it was never an issue before. But it is because you have illegal immigrants using the same thing that Americans use. I mean, come on.
Now, truthfully, I was raised this way. It's God, family, country. So you support them 3 things, and you should be good. You have to work hard. You can't ask just for handouts. Everything's free, but then American citizens that actually pay for the stuff don't get nothing.
Right.
You want to get, like California, you want to give free medical care to the illegal immigrants. But American citizens living on the street in California. To the point where San Francisco, they even have an app out that shows where the poop is.
Correct.
Come on now. Where people are shitting in the streets. It's ridiculous. It's like people are not using common sense. They want to use vulgar language like racism, which, truthfully, that word doesn't even mean anything no more. It used to mean something.
It means nothing. It means nothing now because everybody wants to use it for whatever they want to use it for. Now it has no meaning.
It doesn't have no meaning. You got Antifa, a bunch of white people in black masses beating up an Asian reporter. But yet they want to talk about the freedom of the press because Donald Trump says it's fake news. I thought beating up somebody is more important than just saying it's fake news.
Right.
It's not telling you not to listen to it. It's just saying, question it. Now you got an actual reporter walking around just showing you what's going on, gets beat up.
Right.
And he never even said his affiliation, if he's Republican, if he's conservative, or if he's liberal. He never even said nothing like that.
Exactly.
He's an Asian. He's a gay Asian guy, gets beat up by a bunch of white guys. I would think that's racist.
And the crazy part is that they'll say that the Asian guy standing there with his camera is the racist, and they're not racist. They say they're fighting against racism.
Yeah, he's the wrong one. How is that?
Right. It made no sense.
And look, I got married in the Philippines, and I brought my wife and kids over here legally. Can I get a refund for that, man?
Right, exactly. I mean, you're going through the things the right way, paying money, waiting a while. And people coming through the border illegally, they can just go do whatever they want. They get free plane rides to anywhere in the country. They getting food, clothing, shelter, the whole 9 yards.
And the messed up part about it is, I got to actually show that I can support my family.
Right.
here. They can't just come over. I actually have to show to the federal government that I have to make a certain amount of money to bring them over here. For two kids and a wife, I had to make at least $55,000 a year.
Right.
So come on now. It's kind of ridiculous that people ain't using common sense. They're just using these hashtags. Real life ain't the internet.
Right.
Real life ain't tweets. They need to act like they have some brains and actually think about things. Do they understand that illegal immigration costs almost $200 billion a year?
A lot of money.
That money could be helping school systems.
Right.
But now Democrats just want the government a little bit bigger and bigger and bigger. I'd rather have a small government and leave my money alone and let me do what I want with my money.
That's right. That's the way it should be. You know, I can control my money the way I want to and make it make sense. I don't need the government to take my money from me, all of it, and then give it back to me how they see fit. It doesn't make any sense because really they get first dibs on the money, and of course they're going to waste it and spend it on themselves.
Exactly. Like the average new congressperson makes like $174,000 a year, and now they want to raise.
And they want to raise, right?
And the raise is $4,500. I'm an engineer. I work on dangerous shit, and I don't make that type of money.
Mm-hmm.
So you just want to sit and talk bullshit. Excuse my language.
Careful.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's why I apologize. I'm sorry. You want to talk about you need more money, but all you're doing is sitting and talking nonsense about the same country that's giving you $174,000 a year to talk nonsense.
Right.
You've been in the office 6 and 7 months and haven't did nothing besides talk about President Trump. President Trump gave his paycheck back to the government.
That's right. But you got people in Congress right now trying to get more and more and more money. It's like, how much money do you need? You're making $100,000 right now. You're not even really doing that much. You out there just, promoting yourself.
They don't even work all year.
It's crazy because AOC is out there getting $100,000 to promote her own brand. It's like, how we paying you to promote yourself? That's crazy.
You haven't even worked all year.
Right.
And you're getting that type of money.
Right.
Because they get more breaks than anybody in the professional field.
That's right.
And yet they work half the time we do, as people have to. Mandatory work time here in Maryland is 40 hours a week.
Right.
They're not working 40 hours a week.
Right.
They don't even work Fridays. It's just kind of ridiculous how Democrats think everything's supposed to be free, but understand nothing is free because it all comes from the taxpayers.
Right.
So, truthfully, the new lady that wants to run for her district, the Republican lady that came from Jamaica when she was younger,
uh-huh,
I like her story because she's been into politics and she owns her own business.
Right.
But I don't know if a Republican win that district because just like Nancy Pelosi said, all you need to do is put a D on an empty glass of water or half full glass of water and they can win it.
Hey, and she was 100% correct because the guy that was there before AOC, Joe Crowley, he had been winning that particular place for a long time just because he was a Democrat.
Without even advertising that he's going to run.
No advertising, no campaigning, no nothing. It's just like, my name's on the ballot, vote, and that's it.
Exactly. It was ridiculous. Like, I'm here in Baltimore. Our last 4 Democratic mayors of Baltimore been kicked out for corruption.
Right. Wow. Yeah. That's crazy. I remember that. What was the last one? That was Sheila Dixon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For selling a book for $500,000 and had John Hopkins tenure, and then she's working on the board of John Hopkins.
I mean, that was crazy. It's like, how much money do you really need?
Exactly. Truthfully, in politics, you're supposed to be serving the country. not trying to get rich off the country.
Right.
Now, if you make money the legal way, I have no problem with that. It's a saying, with work, you're supposed to work hard so you can make money. But if you're just sitting there doing nothing, because she did nothing here in Baltimore.
Right.
She passed no laws, did not stop the crime or anything.
It seems like these people are just trying to get into office, have it be a hustle, just trying to get money, extract whatever they can, and not actually do any kind of work. But hey, man, I gotta pause it right there. Thank you for the call up, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, you have a good night. Loving your show, AB.
All right, now thank you.
Well.
All right, shout out to the caller. Great call. Let me get to the next call here. All right, caller, you on the line 573.
Is ABL?
Yes, it is. Who am I speaking to?
I'd rather not say because of
all right.
reason. I'm currently in California, though. I'll let you know that, but I just felt that I'd call about Trump's tweet. I think the nuance is lost on people. The Democrats, a lot of people on the left like to see color. So they equate nationality with ethnicity, which, I guess it could be argued that like Japan's an ethno state, China's an ethno state, South Korea, North Korea, ethno states, Mexico, most South American countries could be considered ethno states. But that's not really the issue, though. It's more along the lines of what he said was, go back to those places, fix them, come back and tell us how it's done, because you got foreign nations' flags being run up the flagpole on U.S. soil, which by act is, in my opinion, treasonous.
Yeah, it's definitely illegal because they said that actually that's officially said that it was illegal to do that. So yeah, you can't do that at all.
Yeah, and I think the thing that people are missing is the fact that it's about the oath. We have the oath of enlistment. We have the oath of office, and that I think a couple of callers back mentioned it was foreign domestic, protecting the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. The idea that the framers put together so many years ago, it's about loyalty. The loyalty to the idea, because the idea is supposed to surpass party lines. I think that's lost on people, because you have a lot of these communists coming up, especially in Portland, and a lot in the universities. This is where the idea has grasped like cancer. They basically changed the whole idea of the oppressed and oppressor, from a class warfare in the Marxist theory to racism, because race has always been a hotbed for, America's social dealings. And they just flip-flopped it, because it works. That's why the Democrats only see in color, is because they can't see anything else. Instead of classes, they think in color. They have to put everybody in their box.
Well, the thing about the Democrats is that they've kind of been running on that for quite a while now. I mean, they are using race to try and keep people in certain boxes that they can't escape from. When they had Barack Obama for 2 terms, pardon me, they really went hard with it. He went hard with it. So now they've kind of put themselves in a situation where they can't really get away from doing that. If they do get away from doing that, then they will lose a lot of their base that they've gained over the past few years, at least the past 8 years, or, the 8 years of Barack Obama. And they've really been kind of doubling down and tripling down on it. Now you have the squad becoming the face of the Democratic Party, and they're racially ethnic, so they have no choice but to keep going down this road. And if they don't, then they'll just lose even more than what they're losing right now.
Yeah, I agree. I just think that it's toxic to be thinking that way, because, like I said, it's loyalty to the idea which the framers put in what they made for us, a republic, and it's loyalty to that idea and not to the parties. It's not loyalty to a caucus or anything like that. It's American. That's why the American ideology or the idea, that we're all Americans. You can be Jewish, you can be Muslim, you can be whatever. But what binds us is citizenship. You know what I mean? And they're trying to tear that apart to get rid of the identity of Americans. Basically, that tear us apart from the idea what the framers put. And I don't want to take a whole lot of your time, but I want to address Antifa. Like, if you notice a lot of these groups, like you look at North Korea, you look at the USSR. What does the R stand for? It stands for Republic. But the USSR was never a republic. You know what I'm saying? The People's Republic of China. They're not a republic. They use these words, right, to kind of obfuscate and subjugate people that, it's nice, it's a republic, it's great.
Right.
Same thing with Antifa. Antifa uses anti-fascist because fascists, they're associated with Mussolini. Everybody goes straight to Hitler, but Mussolini was fascist. And it's already got stink on it. So
right. Yeah. They say things like anti-fascist, but at the same time, what they actually do is fascist. The way that they do things, the reason that they do things, how they operate, all their things are exactly what they claim to not really be doing.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I think there's a lot of people that are waking up in the United States that they are understanding that fascism and communism are basically two sides of the same coin. They both belong on the left. No matter if you say, go by the European standard, because everything on the European standard is different. It developed differently. Nazis are the Nationalist Socialist Party. You can't have, look at Richard Spencer. He was on CNN and he even said he didn't like Trump, and he also said that he is a socialist.
Yeah, he's really what he is a far leftist.
Yeah, and that's where I'm saying, though. If you look at people in the United States that put themselves in these boxes, right, like socialism and communism and everything like that, that's the reason why communism and fascists can't get along, because they can't agree on the wording. One replaces the state religion with a religion, mandatory, and one replaces the state religion with the state, communism. They're based. That's why they don't get along. But if you put all these people in the same box, if you separate them or whatever, they're all still on the left spectrum.
Yeah,
that's how they think. You know what I mean? You go to the right, and it's kind of like, I want less government. I want a less bloated society. Like government spending. I don't know why we have government contracts where I can't buy one part for an airplane. I got to buy the whole assembly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Things like that. So, and I think less restricting laws, stuff like that. That's what the right thinks. It thinks about merit-based systems where we don't care where you come from or who you are, or what your background is. We just care about whether or not you go to work. You put forth society, you follow laws, and when stuff hits the fan, you're not going to actually ditch the country when things get hard, when a depression comes. You know what I mean? You're actually going to try to do something.
There you go, man. Well, I thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
I'm just going on. I appreciate it. I tried calling in a little while ago, over and over, but thanks for taking my call. Appreciate it, man.
No problem, man. Thank you. All right. Shout out to the caller. Most certainly appreciate him. I got a little bit of time left. Thank y'all for joining. If you are coming in just a little bit recently, you're just now joining, whatever the case may be, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video right up under it. Hit the little like button. That's free. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Hit the little subscribe button right there and touch the bell to activate that. So whenever I go live or post a new video, you'll be notified. Then you get to the next call here. All right, Shreeves, what's happening?
ABL, what's going on, man?
Everything's good, man. Can't complain.
Send her back.
Send her back.
I was laughing so hard, yo.
Oh yeah.
I had a few questions for you. Just about, and I'll make it short because I don't want to take too long. Shout out to everyone in the chat, by the way. But do you think people are kind of starting to see through all the name calling, especially with the squad?
What do you mean?
Like, you know how, like, because the first thing they brought up was race, and like the caller just said before, there's a whole big difference. He didn't mention anything about race. There's nothing racist about it, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, people are starting to see through that because it's like, all right, I mean, how often are we just going to keep using the same term over and over again and it has no real meaning? I mean, it's really just a pointless thing to continuously try to, say. So people are seeing beyond that. They're looking at what's really going on. They're looking beyond what people want to have everybody believe and think. And they're trying to think for themselves and just, developing their own opinion rather than let the mainstream media tell them what their opinion should be.
Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, that's kind of my feeling too. I wanted to say like, I almost feel like, God forbid I say this, but I almost feel like there's more of us now than there are of them. And I don't even mean to divide us like that either. You know what I mean?
I know, but you're right though, because let's look at it. I mean, you see in these Trump rallies. I mean, I went to a Trump rally. You're talking about 10,000 deep. Now, when you go to a Joe Biden event, I mean, he's barely able to fill a McDonald's all the way to the top. You know what I'm saying? So he's a front runner. So if you can't even draw like 24 people, I mean, come on, that's not really good right there. So yeah, the enthusiasm is just not there on the left. The same way it was. Well, actually, I think it's even less now than it was in 2016. In 2016, you had Hillary Clinton. She was
Costco.
Yeah, the Costco. Hey, the Costco was lit. Had a lady with the little the hover round or whatever.
The little rascal.
Yeah, the little rascal. You know what I mean? They had her there. But that's pretty much what they're doing right now. But Trump filling these arenas up to the brim, and everybody's enthusiastic. Everybody's on board.
Yeah,
but the left, they don't have that.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy is like, because I just started getting on this IG thing, and I'm seeing a lot of people out there. By the way, shout out to Montaga, Anton Tucker for Congress.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Go follow him on IG. He is running for New York 14 district to get AOC out, and he just actually posted something about the chick that's running, or the lady that's running. She's actually, I guess she's actually an old Obama supporter. You seen anything about that? Or?
Yeah, I saw that. Now he also said that she supported not Ilhan Omar. She supported AOC when she ran. Like, you're talking about like what, last year? So I don't know what's going on here. Is she a plant or what's going? Like, people got kind of excited a little bit too soon, in my opinion. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I did the same thing. I'm like, okay, people are coming out. You got Antoine Tucker. You got this lady here. People are becoming more conservative, but once you look a little bit into her Twitter history, you seeing some red flags right away if what he posted is the right thing about her supporting AOC last year. I don't know if she had to change her heart. What I want to see her do is come out and just explain her previous stances that were happening just a few months ago. If she has changed, why? Let's hear a little bit more from her before we get excited about her.
I agree. I fully agree. And like obviously with Tony, or with Anton Tucker, Tony X. I always call him Tony X.
Yeah.
But with Tony X, I mean, he speaks a lot of the same truths that I do. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to like the stuff going on now with like the kids at the border, just our everyday rights, Epstein, all this other stuff that's going on. So I don't know, man. I support Tony. But I was seeing a lot of the stuff that he was posting. I looked into it myself, and I am actually seeing some of that stuff that he's talking about. So I'm kind of worried because, first of all, she is a woman, right? Mm-hmm. That's one of the things. That's one of the checkbox right there. I don't want to say woman of color. She's black. I mean, it's another checkbox. So to me, it's kind of like I wonder. I wonder if she is a plant.
It's possible. I mean, I wouldn't put it past the Democrats or anybody on the left to do that. It makes sense. You're thinking that you're getting somebody you knew, but you're getting the same exact person.
Exactly. Actually, another question. Just a couple more here. Just what do you think about the Dems trying to kind of tie Trump to Epstein? Because the whole thing is they did that whole video thing, right, with the chicks. By the way, the chicks are all over him.
All over him. Yes, they were.
They're all over him. Playboy. But Trump, they don't ever talk about how he like banned Epstein from the Mar-a-Lago for assaulting, one of the workers' daughters, underage daughters.
Mm-hmm.
He went out to he was very forthcoming with the investigators, when they came down on Epstein. And then also he was never on the manifest once. So you can't tie him at all to him. But they don't mention, like you were saying before, Clinton's 26 times, or Bill just 26 times. Hillary was on there 24. You had everybody in the book basically that was on that manifest. Like, what are they all? Even Naomi Campbell Okay, like people like that. You know. So what do you think about that? I mean, do you think it's going to backfire on him?
Backfire on who? Trump?
On the Dems or just the media?
Oh well, I mean, I don't know. Like the media, they're conveniently ignoring certain facts about that particular situation. You know, because we all know about Slick Willie being on there 26 times and Kevin Spacey as well, and all these people. It's like they protect their own. They protect maybe even Jeffrey Epstein, maybe even Harvey Weinstein. They've been knowing that this has been going on for a long time. They protect these people because a lot of them, quite frankly, are involved with it. So when something does happen, they kind of want to just distance themselves and throw others under the bus to say, hey, no, look at them. It's them doing it, not me. While the whole time it's usually totally the other way around from what they're trying to tell you.
Yo, it would have been hell on earth if HRC got in, man. We would have been in war. This dude would have gotten off. Everything would just straight the world. It's already upside down in my opinion because just a few are making it upside down. It would be complete chaos, hell on earth in my opinion.
100% correct.
All right, and last question. All right, what do you think about Trump freeing ASAP Rocky? Because honestly, I think he should, and I don't know what would come from it, but I think that a lot of people kind of teetering on the edge, whether they would become a supporter of Trump or not, they would kind of stop and just think and be like, wait a minute, this dude, you know, look what he's actually doing. He's getting an American out for some BS, you know, stuff that happened in Sweden. What do you think?
I mean, I'm with it. I think they should do it, and like what you just said was perfectly just said. That's how I feel. You know, some people are not going to buy into it. They're not going to say, oh, you know, Trump's a good guy because of what he did. But some are going to say, hey, you know what? I like Trump. He's okay because he didn't free ASAP Rocky. He went to China to get the UCLA guys, LeAngelo Ball and his friends, freed from jail over there. He's freeing black folks from prison that's been in there for 20 years on a low-level drug offense. He's actually doing some things. He's giving us an ear. He didn't have Bob Johnson at the White House, the HBCU leaders at the White House. He's doing a lot. So, yeah, that definitely would add to his cachet of good deeds done for sure.
Jim Brown was up there with him, too, and he's actually, you know, a real freedom fighter. All these other people were out there, too.
100%.
You know, they don't talk about First Step, like you said, either, the First Step Act. So,
right.
Yeah, that's all. But, yeah, I love the show, man. As always, you know I'm here, so I'll support you, brother. And, you know, shout out again to Montague. Everybody should go to www.tucker.vote or check him out on IG because, honestly, like, a lot of the stuff I was speaking about, you know, and I was talking about Epstein. I don't want to get too much into it, but, you know, maybe I'll just make a little comment. Some of the stuff that they were talking about Zionists and Israel, you got to be careful with that because you got to remember that these people, they call them, like 20 years ago, I used to call them international socialists, but now they just call them globalists. It's just somebody who wants the world to be, you know, a world socialist, you know, machine, basically.
Right.
And these people, they'll masquerade around as whatever, Christian, Jew, whatever it is, whatever it is on the surface, that's not who they are when they go back into their house and they're looking in the mirror. They all worship something far more evil. So I'll leave it at that, but hey, shout out to everybody. Love you. Love everybody. And be safe.
I mean, thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, ABL. Peace.
All right, peace. All right, thank you to my man Shreves for the call. Most certainly appreciate it. Let me get to my next call here. And you guys want to join the number call 434-658-1220. SOBC, what's going on? SOBC, can you hear me?
Hey, BL, what's going on?
Everything is good, man. What's happening?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I hear you well.
Oh, great. Am I clear?
Yep.
Oh, great, wonderful. Send her back. Send her back.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, the media is already mad about that. That's like top trending on Twitter. They're already doing articles about it. Can you hear me there? Oh, no, what happened? I can't hear you anymore. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Can I call back?
All right.
ABL?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you to SOBC. Hopefully he gets the call back. But yeah, send her back. But the media, they're already mad. They already got the number one trending. And the hashtag that they have trending is hashtag I stand with Ilhan. I stand with Ilhan. Okay. And then number 2 trending is hashtag Trump rally. And then it says trending with send her back. Hey, send her back. Gotta go. If you gotta go, you gotta go. It is what it is. People getting offended by that. Why be offended? There's no reason to be offended. Let me see. Hey, the Trump rally was great. Hey, shout out to my man American Joe. Hey, I enjoyed that show on Monday, man. Thank you for having me. And you guys, go subscribe to American Joe show right now if you're not already. He's right there in the chat. Let me see if I can find his link and put it in the box. But yeah, that Trump rally was great. I was listening to it up until the point where I started streaming, and I had to come over here, of course. But and I would have streamed it here, but I didn't want to get any kind of copyright strike or whatever. But it was a great show. If anybody has not seen it, I suggest you go check it out if you get a chance, for sure. That's 100%. And thank you to the donators right quick before we get to the next call. Thank you to hold on. I got a few I've not read yet. Let me see. Thank you to Andrew J for the donation. Definitely appreciate you. Thank you to NYS OIF OEF Vet who says, soon air United States will be a racist gas. Exactly. Everything's racist. It's crazy. Shout out to Snap Turtle who says, hey, ABL, it's not a landmine to talk about that particular issue. So here's some recompense for any potential problems, big ups. Hey, thank you, man. Definitely appreciate it. He also says, first off, Qualcomm developed the bulk of the millimeter wave technology, which is what is being used 5G. China is just using what was already developed by back in the 70s. Do more research, my guy, who caught me out. Thank you for the donation. Definitely appreciate it. And thank you to Omar Adams who says, hashtag free ASAP Rocky, hashtag ABL squad. Thank you for that. Definitely appreciate you. All right, SOBC, you back?
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, ABL.
No problem.
Oh, I got an Obama phone here with me, so I see the chat was making fun of me. But anyway, I just wanted to say, yeah, she needs to go back. And, ABL, I've been saying this for a long time. I'm an immigrant. I came here as a little child, and, I used to see a lot of immigrants speak bad about this country. And I just couldn't get it. I was like, why are you here?
Right.
Can you hear me, Abigail?
I hear you fine. Yeah.
Oh, great. And, I'll just say to myself, why are you here? Why are you complaining? And I think Trump needs to sign a new law that, that requires, or that says any immigrant who speaks bad of this country, go back. I think that would be great, to be honest.
Hey,
I mean,
it should be part of their.
You are a guest.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a guest in the country. You should be glad there are people here hosting you, and you come in and just speak bad about that country. Go back.
Right. Exactly. All right, I can't hear you anymore. I don't know what happened.
Hello?
I hear you now, yeah. I lost you. I don't know what's going on, man, but yeah. Shout out to SOBC, man. The Obama phone, it might have just it was going strong, but then it just didn't work anymore. But thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you. Let me get to the next call. 780, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to? 780. All right, caller, 780. Going once, going twice. All right, I think that's pretty much it. So let me get to the next call. 470, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hello. Hey, Anthony, how you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good, Anthony. You thought you was gonna get away from me today, but I had him taken off your line because he can't call on the Obama phone and stop us. You got the LGBTQ ABCDEFGAEIOU and all the time spot, Anthony.
Okay, yeah. Whatever you say.
We will not be stopped, Anthony.
I see.
But anywho, your man Trump, he said them racist things in his tweets, Anthony.
What did he say that was racist?
He told them folks to go back to Africa, Anthony. You heard what he said, Anthony.
No, I ain't hear that one.
Yes, you did, Anthony.
No, I didn't hear him say
heard
go back
it.
to
You might have, but you read it, Anthony. I saw your video where you was talking about it, Anthony. Don't be trying to act funny, boo.
He ain't say go back to
I
Africa.
heard you.
He ain't say go back to Africa, did he?
Well, he told him to go back.
Gotta go back.
So where they going back to?
I don't know, somewhere away from here. How about that?
Whatever, Anthony. They ain't going nowhere. That's the squad, Anthony. We finna take your man Trump down, Anthony. We gonna take him down. And what you gonna do about that, boo?
I say good luck with that one. I don't see that one happening.
Whatever, Anthony. You always just got something to say. But anyway, I like your red hat you got on. Why you ain't got the other one on, Anthony?
Look, don't worry about that. I wear what I want to wear. All right, let's keep it like that.
Can I send you a hat with a rainbow flag on it, Anthony?
No, you cannot.
Why not, Anthony? You ain't wear the hat?
Nah, I can't do nothing with that hat.
Whatever, Anthony. I just can't be whatever. I ain't even gonna deal with you, Anthony. But anywho, and your man had his little rally today. I saw his little rally, Anthony.
Oh, was it a good rally? Did you like it?
How he gonna sit up there and tell them folks to come or something, send her back, Anthony? What's wrong with him?
Hey, he ain't say that. The crowd said it.
That was racist, Anthony.
No, it's not. I mean, hey, if you don't like where you at, then you have to go back. It's simple.
How you gonna say something like that, Anthony? That's racist, Anthony.
Ain't no race. Ain't no race being mentioned.
How is that, Anthony? It sounded racist to me.
Oh, that's what it sounded racist. Okay, that's what's up. But he did not mention the race, so it's not racist.
And then you got that flag on your hat and that flag behind you, just like that flag that Colin Kaepernick said that you ain't supposed to be having on, Anthony. How you gonna see? You got to get back to the plantation, Anthony. I don't know what's wrong with you.
I'm good. I'm off the plantation. I'm never going back. You can't make me go back, so I'm good.
Well, man. I'm going to tell Auntie Maxine and we're going to get you back, Anthony. We just something wrong with you. You just don't know what to say, Anthony. But it's Wednesday, Anthony. I'm going to get down here and go down here to Midtown Atlanta and have me some fun. But anywho, Anthony, can you tell me? I saw you on that amazing, Joe Man show, Anthony.
Yeah, shout out to American Joe. Good dude.
He was in the Army, Anthony. I don't like him because I was in the Navy, Anthony.
I bet you were. Not surprised.
Mm-hmm. They like to beat up on us, but, anyway.
Okay, keep it. All right, yeah, all right.
I'm going to try to keep it clean, but anywho. But if you see your friend Kevin from Kevin's Corner with that nice, shiny black bald head
now, see,
and
look,
that
okay.
big burly beard,
all right.
I just can't help it.
Okay, all right.
That amazing look, I just don't know what to do, Anthony.
All right. Okay, all right. That's nice, sir. Thank you.
Excuse me, Anthony. Yes, ma'am, Anthony.
Whatever you want to call yourself, boss. That's nice, but hey, I don't got no time for none of that. So I thank you for the call as always. Oh, the stick man hung up. That's hilarious. Shout out to my managers hung up. But yeah, I think I'm pretty much done. I froze up for a minute, but I'm good. Yeah, so shout out to the caller. Yeah, that will be a wrap for me tonight. Thank y'all for being here. Most certainly appreciate you. Thank you to everybody for the super chats, PayPal, all that good stuff. The Patreon supporters, the listeners, the commenters, the callers. Thank all of you for making it a good show. Yeah, send Sir back. Send him or Zim back to wherever. And thank you all for joining. I'll be back yet again live on Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern to 11 p.m. Eastern. And then I'm going to do shows all throughout the week, pre-recorded. I'll be doing more guest appearances. Like this week, I was on O'Shea Duke Jackson. Then I did American Joe. Then I was on RT. I might have been on RT a couple times this week. And then I'll probably do something else. Oh, I got an email from, where did I get the email from? America's Voice News. I'm gonna see what's going on with them. Hopefully I'll be able to get on there as well. So shout out to everybody. And I'm gonna try to get on some more channels. If you want to do any kind of collaboration or whatnot, my website has my email address, my snail address, all that good stuff. That is anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN. Also, follow me on my social media, my YouTube, of course, right here. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff is in the description box, also on the website. But that is all I got. Shout out to the moderators, Omar Adams, Mark Anthony, Liza Jean, Bill from the Hill, Shreves, Sushi, Protocol, everybody. Thank y'all for joining. Michelle A. Ansel, the whole squad. Thank you all for being here. Liza Jean. But that's all I got for now. So until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out. And peace.